Hi guys, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV for the watch along on the huge, as I like to think of it, 6-pointer pre-season friendly Bayern Munich against Tottenham Hotspur. I'm here for his debut, Luke Armour. How are you, Luke?
Pleasure. Good, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for
excited
having me
to
on.
make your We Are Tottenham TV first appearance?
Of course, I am.
Okay. Well, what can we say about this pre-season friendly other than Spurs are, I think, 4 out of 4 in the pre-season friendlies so far. Haven't had a pre-season this good since the Juan Ramos era, where we went into the season having pretty much won every pre-season friendly and then got 2 points from the first 8 games. What could possibly go wrong? Obviously, this is the first, I'd say, glamour pre-season friendly. Bayern Munich, obviously the club that we sold our greatest ever player to last summer, and I think, if I'm right, Luke, as part of that deal, we put in a pre-season friendly, which will be next week at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but this one is just an added extra. How do you feel about the fact we'll be playing Bayern Munich today rather than the kind of, who have we had? QPR, Hearts, and the K-League All-Stars, and Kobe, so it's our 5th, I guess. Do you think it'll be a lot more a difficult challenge today?
Well, this is the first test, I would say, that would be comparable to an opening fixture. Mm-hmm. I think you've got a few Bayern players in there. I've literally just seen the team that are going to be a step above what we've had so far. So I think it'll be a good test. And as I was saying before this, that I think there's enough of the 11 out there that will probably start that first game. So I'm just excited to see how we stack up against a Bayern Munich team that I think will really kick in now, because we've had a bit longer than them in this pre-season. So
we've been out in Asia longer than them as well, I think.
Yeah.
Haven't we? You said that, I think you made a very salient point, which is the first 11, which we will go into in a second, won't be unlike what we start with at Leicester away. However, that is sending a lot of people, particularly on Twitter, completely bonkers because of the lack of signings. How do you feel about the kind of slow transfer window, which I'm calling the patient transfer window for now?
I was literally just about to say patience. It is about patience. I'm trying to switch off from all the transfer rumours and this. I've done a video on it, and I'm just waiting to see how it goes. What are we now, August the 3rd? We've still got weeks to go until the real business gets done. We're getting the youngsters in first. I think we're going to get a few more out the door. Once we get the players out the door to generate a few extra, a bit of cash, I think we will see a striker. Mm-hmm. I have faith. I'm not sure some of these players that we've been touted with, but I do think we will. We have to. The striker is the difference in us being in the top 4 next year. So have faith.
Which leads me to ask you then, Richarlison. I mean, I've been, obviously, we'll talk more about Dominic Solanke, because there were big rumours yesterday about Dominic Solanke potentially coming in, which has caused an enormous meltdown within the Tottenham fan base.
Yeah.
But I've been wondering whether, is it possible that we could go into the season with both Solanke and Richarlison maybe pushing each other on, or do you think a striker coming in is solely only going to happen if we sell Richarlison to Saudi?
I think we will keep Richarlison. I think this depends on Richarlison, not Tottenham so much. If his ambition is to be part of our club and rotate, I think we will get a guaranteed number 9 in, that we say Solanke, and I think he'll have him fighting for his place. It depends how Postecoglou's convinced the team, the strikers, that he's part of a bigger project. Yeah. And we need that. I don't think we can have Richarlison go, Solanke or someone in, and then just rely on if he's injured or whatever. And then Son has to go up top again, and then I think that's it for me.
Okay, we will now go through the side for today's Bayern Munich against Tottenham Hotspur match. It is Guillermo Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro at right back as per usual, Dragoshin and Davis starting in the centre-back positions, and Jed Spence coming in at left-back in place of Jamie Donnelly, who I think has actually done an excellent job so far. Big Ange Postecoglou did do an interview this week, I think with Ali Gold, where he really waxed lyrical about Jed Spence's attitude so far this pre-season, says that basically it's up to him. Ange knows he's got the attributes to play for in Big Ange's style and in the system, so he's just got to keep showing that attitude. So he gets his start today. In midfield, Pat Matasar, Archie Gray and James Maddison. And then up front, Deki Kulusevski with Brennan Johnson on the right and Son Heung-min on the left. Any surprises there for you? Like you said, a team that isn't far off what we'd see at Leicester, I think.
No real surprises for me. I'm actually quite pleased it's strong. So other than obviously our defensive options that we've got to come back in, I think that's a strong side to go out there. There's no surprises for me. The only surprise is Spence there's a belief that he could do something this season. And I think Postecoglou's shown that. Otherwise, maybe No, I don't think so.
Surely picking Spence at left back and Davis left centre back proves a little bit that Emerson Royale is definitely going to go to Milan in the next couple of days, wouldn't you think?
100%. Royale's gone.
And what are your thoughts on cult hero Emerson Royale? I mean, for me, and I've said it a lot on my channel, good defender, but just not a fit for Ange Ball.
He's not. No, I feel sorry for him at times. He's been kind of described as this like clown figure, isn't he? For Tottenham fans, this joke, this kind of laughable figure. But he's not. He's done a job, and he filled in centre back when we needed him to last season when we had the injuries.
Yeah, he did all right. Yeah.
And do you know what? I don't look back and go, "Cool, get that joke out of our club." I just think that he isn't the player, one of the players to take us to the next level. And I think that's what we need now. We need to be ruthless.
Yeah, completely agree. Okay, we'll go through the bench options. So Austin, Whiteman, Gunter, the 3 goalkeeping options. Emerson Royale is on the bench, but I would be surprised to see him come on, considering all the talk is that deal to Milan is nearly done. I think it's like 15 million euros plus 3 million euros. So we'll be making a little bit of a loss on him because I think we paid something like 20 million quid to Barcelona for him. Then George Abbott, Ollie Skip, Ibasuma, Alfie Devine, Tyrese Hall, Lucas Bergvall, my new favourite. Bit disappointed that he's not starting, but also wrap the boy in cotton wool.
Yes.
So excited about him. Maybe we'll talk about him in a second. Jamie Donnelly, Mikey Moore, Manos Solomon, Timo Werner, Alejo Valise, Dane Scarlett, and Will Lancashire. So seemingly most of the squad we've taken out to Asia are fit, and if not in the starting 11, are on the bench. Let's just quickly go through the Bayern team as well. Neuer, Kim Min-jae, Kimmich, Gnabry, Guerrero, Bowie, Muller, Thomas Muller, Tell, Stanisic, Pavlovic, and Vidovic. And on the bench, worth looking at, Eric Dyer, of course, Palhinha, who they've just signed from Fulham, and Leon Goretzka. Eric Dyer, were you one of the ones pleased to have him out of the club? Were you surprised that he was starting in 2 legs of a Champions League semi-final for Bayern Munich last season?
Not surprised in terms of Eric Dyer's not a bad player. He's not a bad player. He's just not the player to suit how we play. And that's, people seem to think someone's bad overnight. Eric Dyer was a great servant for Tottenham. And he's someone I always would have had around the club. But it just showed you that if a team could play to his strengths, he can do a job. So, yeah.
And do you think, so he played pretty much every game under Thomas Tuchel when he went to Bayern Munich last season. Vincent Kompany's obviously gone in there from Burnley and will be trying to play, I think, even more of an expansive front foot passing game. Is that potentially why Eric Dyer is starting on the bench today rather than straight in the first 11?
I think it depends how serious Bayern are taking this friendly in terms of how they're going to play. Obviously, they had was it 14 one?
Yeah,
one
they
the
had
other
an
day.
easy.
So this is going to be their proper test too. I wouldn't be surprised if Kompany, we know how he likes his team to play, and that might not be to Eric Dyer's strength. So I will be interested to see if he does, how many minutes he does get today, if he does come on, and what role he's going to play this season.
Were you surprised that Vincent Kompany ended up being the choice of Bayern Munich? They seem to go for quite a few managers and ended up at number 8 on their list.
Very, considering obviously the season, the underwhelming season he had. I think it's a belief in this. I don't know how much sense this will make, but the Pep culture, the mentor culture. So Arteta's been given his time to make something happen. Kompany, Burnley, right, let's see him at a fit where he's got something to prove now. So yes, to a degree, but ultimately I think this season to prove himself.
Yeah, I think there's something happening in the kind of the boardrooms of football clubs around the world at the moment, which is almost like the style of play that you are willing to play, especially if it's progressive and front foot, is more important than the results you've previously had. And so Bayern, I think under Tuchel, they sacked him and then he did well in the Champions League and suddenly they tried to reconsider, but he was pretty stubborn about it, which I think fair play to him on that because they treated him pretty badly.
Yeah.
But then Bayern are like, okay, so who can we get where we can guarantee the fans will be given great football? Because frankly, last season, not only did Bayern Munich not play beautiful football, but also then they only came third, I think, in the end behind Stuttgart and Leverkusen. So I think they're thinking, if we're going to lose, we might as well lose beautifully.
And it doesn't help when you see what Bayer Leverkusen are doing as well, and you expect that from them.
Unbeaten, weren't they? This will be Radu Dragushin's first start of the pre-season. Were you impressed by him in the Euros? And how do you think he'll slot in this season? I mean, obviously we'll have many more games with the Europa League, so I think he'll get minutes, but when will he start getting antsy potentially if he's not getting any Premier League starts? Christmas
time, and depends on what intentions we're showing in the cups. I don't want to see this. And I said this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to see us field lesser teams in these cups. We have to take them seriously. And I think if it gets to Christmas time and Dragusin's not getting much Premier League action, that's what he'll want. He won't want to be a League Cup player. He won't want to perhaps make a few minutes in the Europa League.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be interesting, but I don't know who he dislodges.
Well, Christian Romero when he gets sent off is the answer to that. No one's dislodging Mickey van der Ven unless he pulls his hamstring again.
Exactly, yeah.
That's for sure. The midfield three today: Pat Matasar, Archie Gray, James Maddison. Archie Gray, you've got to assume will start in the kind of Basuma role.
Yes.
What have you thought of him since he's come in?
Brilliant. I love the fact that he's been given the chance to play in different roles as well. You see, he's got quite a lot of maturity about him when he's playing. I'll be honest, before this, I didn't know much about him. Obviously, that he had a decent season, a very good season at least. But I'm just excited to see him playing in different positions, to see what he's all about, because he is a versatile player. And what do you think? Is he going to go centre mid this season? Is he going to be used more as a right back? What?
I think it'll depend. I think Basuma will probably start the season. I think Ange will hope that Basuma can start the season in the same way that he did those first 10 games last season. When the thing that impressed me most in those first 10 games last season was the little triangles we were making between, Porro, Maddison, Basuma, and Sarr, or Udogie and those three. And just, I remember I was at the Liverpool game, in fact, and I was just like, wow, obviously that was the game where Liverpool had that goal disallowed when it shouldn't have been. But we kind of were just playing through their midfield really beautifully. And then just after that first 10 games, it was like the confidence dropped a little bit.
Bravery stops,
the bravery stopped. So I actually think with the additions of Gray and Bergvall and losing Højbjerg, those two players, from what I've seen so far, are just all about bravery. I've been very impressed with Archie Gray particularly when he's played centre back and just fizzing balls in between the lines into like Basuma and into Sarr, and just saying to them, well, you're a top level player, you've got to deal with this.
Exactly, yeah.
And they're going to have to get used to that. And I've said it a few times already this pre-season. I think it's really important with Gray and Bergvall, especially at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, that the fans don't kind of moan or groan if they're playing brave passes and it doesn't come off, because Ange won't be moaning and groaning, and we've got to let these young players keep believing in themselves, because otherwise we'll just go back to having players who are not brave enough
and play it safe. 100%, yeah, 100%. You see the way he has a go, the expectations he has of the players when he's
absolutely.
Yeah, that's definitely.
The players are out on the pitch. It's another packed house out in South Korea. This is, I believe, our last game of the Asian tour, and then we'll be back, as I mentioned, for that Bayern Munich second match in the double header next Saturday. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Gabriel Garland, why has Basuma been benched? He's been good in this pre-season. Meanwhile, Davo says Ben and Sim have been talking up Basuma pre-season, but he hasn't done all that much for me apart from that tidy goal earlier on. What are your kind of overall thoughts on Basuma as a player?
My thoughts on Basuma.
Yeah, do you think he's still kind of to reach his potential for Spurs, or do you think?
I think
is he one you'd lose?
Long term, yeah. I think this season for him is one where I've got big expectations of him, and if he doesn't show what I think I saw when he joined the club, I don't think he's a long term.
My main issue with Basuma actually is to do with when he loses the ball high up the pitch, or somebody does when on transition, just that he doesn't sprint back quick enough to get back. He's kind of a bit lazy when it comes to doing the return work, the dirty work, and I think that's kind of why we've probably been looking at players like Conor Gallagher, like Jacob Ramsey.
You look at the difference. Basuma's very casual.
Yeah.
He's such a casual player, and obviously you look at Gallagher, he's not. But again, when Basuma, he does give the ball away when he gets that ball in our own area, in and around. Yeah. He's very casual. So, but yeah, the Newcastle game was when we lost 4-1. It was 4-1, was it? 4-0. Anyway, away at St James's Park when we got sucker punched on the counter attack.
Yeah.
Basuma a lot was just out of position. So.
They're just showing Vincent Kompany on the sideline as ever with his cap on. Pretty amazing move for him. One season in the Premier League. Obviously, he got Burnley promoted from the Championship, won the league there, and then one season in the Premier League, got relegated. If you're not watching, it's worth telling you that just prior to the game, with the players all on the pitch, they've lined up 5 girls and 5 footballs, and none of us know what's going to happen here, but anything could happen. I'm just going to try and listen to it. They're doing a speech of some sort. Lots of waving. I wonder if this is like a K-pop band or something, actually. They look like they might be a band. Yeah. Fascinating stuff. Let's go into the comments. Davo, again, thanks for commenting, Davo. Bis just runs with the ball. He doesn't run the game. Not a great passer, not a great shooter. I like Bissouma, but I know what you're saying. Guys, if you're not already, of course, we've got 1,100 of you watching. We've got 22 likes, so press that like button for us. Let's try and get up to 500 likes in the first place. That'll get it up the algorithm and get this being shown to more Spurs fans. Also, if you're not already subscribed to We Are Tottenham TV, press that subscribe button. Make sure you're a subscriber for their daily content. And you'll see in the title, my handle, @BarnabySater_. I have a daily video. I give you daily videos on YouTube about Spurs and transfers during this summer. And Spurs play has paused. Terrible time for Spurs play to pause. So we've got nothing to look at, but it's back. We're back. It wasn't a Spurs play issue. It was a South Korean broadcast issue. Yuku Christian says, I swear Bissouma does my head in more times than not. So yeah, I'd say a little bit of a mixed opinion on Bissouma. Capgun says, Ange will win Spurs a trophy. He is a winner. What do you think are realistic possibilities for Tottenham this season in the league and in the cups? You've already said you want us to play strong teams in the cup. I think that makes sense.
Strong teams in the cup, because that's what I think the fans are demanding now. It is what it is. I think if we get a striker in a number 9, top 4, I don't see the league challenge being sooner rather than later. I think if we get a striker in top 4, if we don't, the reality of it, I don't think we'll get top 4. And that's not me being negative. Right. We do need a striker. The difference in Villa last year, amongst other things, it was having a 20-plus goal scorer. Yeah.
And obviously, as I mentioned, talk about Solanke. Who else would... well, what do you think of that? And also, who else if not him?
I've always maintained...
There aren't many 9s around.
There's not. There's people talking about that. Gokris, is it?
Gokris from Sporting Lisbon.
I want a Premier League player with at least a proven pedigree of scoring 20 goals in the Premier League. There's 2 options. Realistic options, obviously Solanke and Tony. I don't know what the update is on Tony, but that's, for me, what we need. And if we get that, top 4.
The game has kicked off. Spurs had the kickoff and just whacked it straight out of play. And Bayern now just looking to pass it around the back line. As expected, Kulusevski playing in the false 9. Johnson on the right. Oh, Bayern are in already. Dragishin just chasing back, uses his strength well. I think it was offside anyway. And we've had our first bit of buffering from Spurs play. Oh, although it might be the broadcast actually, but it's back. It's back. Oh, and they're showing a replay, but I can hear from the crowd that something good is happening. But that's a good example, isn't it, Luke, of the danger of Spurs' high line, but also it does make watching Spurs more fun. As Bayern play through a straightaway, and they've got an overload on the left-hand side. They're in down the left-hand side on the wing now. Got a few players back. Matisse Tell playing in the number 9 for Bayern Munich today instead of Harry Kane, who's presumably still nursing the injury that he had during the Euros, which he shouldn't have played through.
Yeah.
Bayern just...
They're comfortable.
Really easily play. Oh, Jed Spence just made a big mistake. Oh, I'll tell you what. So the ball came across the box from the left, and Jed Spence didn't think there was anyone behind him, and he kind of let it go, and as a result, was it Gnabry at the back? Had a shot, and it only just goes over the bar. Bayern Munich kind of playing in training ground mode at the moment, and just easily making it through Spurs each time.
Yeah, that was a little bit before Gnabry.
That was a little bit lackadaisical from Jed Spence there. And Sonny wins a foul in midfield as we try and play it through. Ginger Cockrell from Australia says, good evening, guys. Much Spurs love from Australia. I understand Angeball, but I honestly don't know why we don't shoot from distance more often. I'm concerned we're too easy for opposition to defend. Do you know what? That was something I was complaining about last season. Not enough goals from outside the box. Oh, dear. I have to say, Spurs are looking a little leggy in this first couple of minutes, but Maddison just wins the ball back nicely to Pedro Porro, who plays it beautifully. Brennan Johnson down the right. Oh, and bad touch from Brennan. That's not going to help Brennan, because a lot of Spurs fans get annoyed with him.
Do you know what we rely on with Brennan Johnson? He's an instinctive player that likes to get the ball across early when he can. If he has too much time to think about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right, and that does suit Angeball, to be honest. You know, because a lot of it is tempo and 1 and 2 touch. Emperor Von Donuts, good to hear from you again. How compatible is Spence on the left-hand side? Obviously, he's a right back, but will he turn out like Emerson in that Liverpool game? Well, remains to be seen, but not a good start from him. But Spurs just look a little leggy. And I know they've been doing a lot of training out in firstly Japan and then Korea. And certainly in that, I'd say in all the games out in Korea, actually, they've been pretty leggy first 15 minutes. It's taken them a while to get into it. Vicario with the ball now. Gives it out to Dragoshin, who's playing on his more favoured right-hand side. Gives it to Sarr, back to Dragoshin, and back at Vicario's feet. And Bayern are pressing us high, so... Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
And this is going to be a goal. Surely. It is a goal. So Vicario played an absolute hospital ball into, I think, attempted into the feet of Archie Gray, just outside the 18-yard box, and the Bayern player nipped it in front of him, and then they should have scored then. Vicario made a decent save with his feet, came back out, and was finished. And it's been coming, frankly. Let's see. So it comes back to Vicario. This is showing the replay now. Actually, he's trying to give it to Jed Spence.
You should not be playing that ball.
No, but that's the ball that Ange asked him to play. But Spence was on his heels a bit.
But I want to know what the outball from Spence was going to be in that position.
He was going to give it back to Vicario. Yeah, stupid. Who was it who finished it? Is it Stanisic or Pavlovic? I heard it was an itch. And Bayern just playing it through us at the moment, really easily. And Naby with a beautiful long ball out from right to left, beautiful diagonal. And Porro blocks it, and it's going to be a corner to Bayern Munich.
Oh, can't get hold of the ball.
This could be a long Saturday. Vincent Kompany will be happy with that.
Have you paid much attention to our corner defending this pre-season? Because that was one thing that we really did.
We were terrible at.
Need to improve on.
Yeah. I saw Emerson Royale cleared a few. It was Vidovic. Vidovic? I don't think he's even in my side. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, Vidovic. Oh, Vicario cleared the corner, punched it out, but Spurs just looking a bit shaky.
Kind of settle down.
We've made it to 5 minutes, only 1-0 down. Ben Davies plays it down the line again. Bit more space for Kulusevski, but it bounces off him. And again, and Bayern win it back easily again. Oh, and a lovely ball to the back stick. Porro. Oh, what are you doing, Porro? Wow.
Oh, well done, well done, well done.
He does all right. He heads it back to the keeper at the second time of asking, but he was under real pressure. And Spurs just playing themselves into trouble a little bit every time. The pitch isn't great, is it?
No.
I mean, you know, it's fine, but Vicario plays it through the lines into the feet of Kulusevski.
Oh, they're on us.
And that's Kim Min-jae with his first foul of the game.
They do look a lot fresher, Bayern, coming into this one compared to at the moment in this first 5 minutes.
Davo says it's like Prem versus League 2 at the moment.
Oh, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, it's true. Anyway, Spurs have the ball again. Vicario to Ben Davies, not really getting out of our half at the moment, I think it's fair to say. Archie Gray trying to get the ball off Vicario. And a bit of space for Maddison now if he finds him. Yeah, turns. Nothing there. Goes outside of the boot to Ben Davies in the left centre half position. He's going to have to go back, I think. Yeah, back to Vicario. So they're happy to let Vicario have the ball, but they're just pressing any receiver. And then they come. Goes to Dragoshin. Plays it between the lines nicely. We'll try and get in behind there, but just a little bit too much on the ball through, I think, from Maddison. Porro not able to get there before Manuel Neuer.
He's got him well drilled at the moment, Kompany. He's very well
Made a bit of a dodgy mistake, didn't he, Manuel Neuer, in the Euros? And there's a bad throw out, to be honest, and then a bad touch from Jed Spence, who's having a little bit of a shaky first 10 minutes of this game. It's his first, I think it's his first start of the pre-season. Don't know. Anyway, Spurs win the ball back.
Right, it's better.
Central midfield for Dragoshin. Looking for options. Find Davis. Plays it out wide to Son. Good turn from Son. He cuts inside. Will he have a dig? They're letting him have a dig. Why not? Just
unlucky.
over the bar.
That's better. That's better.
Bayern just stepped off him over and over again. In the end, he ended up having a shot from about 30, 31 yards. Just, obviously, he's opening his body up, trying to get top left-hand corner. Just goes high and wide.
I don't mind that, though. I don't mind that at all.
Oh, Spurs win it back again. This is a bit better the last couple of minutes from Spurs. And this is Pat Matasar's first touch, really. He's not really been in the game. What do you think of Pat Matasar? He's kind of all legs and engine, isn't he?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, always gives 100%. Always an option on the ball. Oh, God.
Maddison's just given the ball away there, which he's been doing a lot in this pre-season, to be honest. Just looks a little bit like a yard off the pace most of this pre-season.
Maddison?
Yeah.
Yeah, his eagerness to get involved in every single move sometimes comes at a cost in that respect.
Bayern easily out wide to the wide right position. Thomas Müller on the ball. Big crossfield pass, finds the left back. Nine minutes gone, still 1-0 Bayern. Spurs, just in the last couple of minutes, have seemed to get a little bit more in tune with the pace of the game. But Bayern moving it around nicely.
Oh, lovely.
Gnabry just nutmegged someone. Pat Matasar does well there. Now, can he wait for Johnson? Wait, man on, not too long though. Man on, man on! Oh, it's all right. 3-on-2 here. Chance for Matters, don't shoot though. Well done, cuts inside, real chance. Well blocked in the end.
Kulusevski.
It wasn't Maddison, it was Kulusevski. Apologies for that. We got a shot off though.
Was that the right ball? Come down to it. I'm interested to see it again. He did have an option, Johnson, to his right.
There was a chance for Sarr to get Johnson in, but he just held.
Is that bit there? Well, maybe.
See, the pitch is kind of soft pitch, keeps coming up under
patchy.
their feet. Corner to Spurs. 10 minutes gone. Be an in-swinger for Maddison. It's a good delivery, well cleared. Porro does well on the edge of the box to keep the ball. And Spence now to Sarr. Haven't seen Archie Gray much in this game yet, but he just gets a touch there. Gives it back to Ben Davis. Gives it back to Gray. Gives it to Pedro Porro. Nice stuff from Porro back into Gray. It's a bit narrow for Spurs at the moment, but he finds, is it Johnson?
Yeah.
It's a great ball from Johnson as well.
That's what he wants.
It's exactly what you're saying. Johnson was able to cross it first time, didn't have time to think about it, and it's actually a beautiful ball in between the centre halves and the keeper. Son, if anything, if that had been the other side, Johnson would have been busting a gut to get in the middle, but Son a little bit slower there.
Even you talk with centre forwards in there, the predatory one.
Another corner, Maddison whipping it in swinger. Oh, it was a good one, just over Dragoshin's head. Interestingly, in that last game, we played pretty much all but one, I think, of our corners short, and we've already whipped two in straight into the box, so a little change in tactics, a little change in strategy there. Spence with the throw on the left. Stop looking back, Spence. Look forward. Look forward. Okay, goes to Sarr. Gives it back. Yeah, it's just... some ugly football on the floor here. And Spence has lost it.
Still come out with
Gnabry is down on the right, in on the right. Archie Gray working hard. Oh, it's going to be a chance, is that? It's coming to the box. Keeper. Comes through to Vicario. Yannick Emo says this is why we need Richarlison. Not sure about that. Richarlison is obviously out with the squad, but he's been injured the entire time, and he was injured back end of last season as well, wasn't he? Injury is obviously worse.
Yeah, he had his surgery as well. Yeah, he's not the man to be our number 9. I don't think personally.
Well, all the Everton fans that I know, so like I've got some friends and family who are Everton fans. They all say his best position is cutting in off the left. That's where he's most comfortable. And if you remember that game at Goodison last season, the goals he scored, certainly the best goal he scored was that kind of Son-esque cutting in from the left and top right hand corner, top left hand corner. Sorry. So what Bayern are doing, Spurs are looking to build up in their kind of usual, just the 2 centre backs, and they're kind of putting 3 up against them. So Gray's having to come in. That's good stuff from Kulusevski there. Oh, it wasn't Kulusevski, it was Madders, was it? Yeah, Maddison does well there. Used his body to get in the way of Kimmich trying to get in front of him. Wins a foul in midfield. That was better for Madders.
I'm interested to see how Madders does against Kimmich in that position, because they're on us every single time that ball's played into feet. They're on us.
Yeah.
We just need to get a 5-minute spell. Just a 5-minute spell on the ball. Just get some passes in, get some possession, settle down.
Vicario into Porro, goes straight back to Vicario, and they press him. Ben Davies on the left, needs an option. Goes long down the line. It's not a bad idea, actually. Has you touch Sonny, lets it bounce. He's offside anyway. Mike Chase says we should only keep Rishi if we don't buy another striker. I think we need some competition for Rishi, basically. I think we need 2.
Depends on how ready Will Lancashire is as well. Like, how old is he now? How close is he to actually being an understudy?
My instinct would be Lancashire will get a loan move, surely. Well done, Archie. Don't lose it. Oh, he has lost it in midfield. Archie Gray and Bayern are in at us again. But the ref has saved us a little bit there. What's he given? Offside. Oh, look at that. Bayern players have got their names in Korean on their back. That's quite clever. Oh, he was offside as well.
Good decision.
Spurs once again playing it around their back line. And Vicario plays a difficult ball out wide. We're fortunate that Guerrero couldn't control it. And this has been an average start from Spurs, I think it's fair to say. Bayern have kind of got our number tactically at the moment. We're not able to keep the ball in the areas we want to keep the ball in, and just keeps coming back to us.
We haven't got much at the moment, that presence in that middle in taking the ball at the moment. Which is a big game for Archie Gray. This is a great test for him.
And it looks like Muller is basically sitting on him a lot, not giving him any space to get it.
It doesn't matter how old Muller gets, that you don't lose that that nous he's got as a player.
Oh, yeah.
To be on his toes, on his heels. So actually, what I'm looking at more from the Tottenham, the youngsters, is how brave are they in wanting the ball? Because it's not a competitive match, as it were, but they're playing against some good players, some experienced players.
Beautiful from Porro there, from little moves his feet quickly from a throw and gets it a long ball out to Son. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's definitely he hasn't tripped himself up, has he? Maybe he did trip himself up. Spence there went down just outside the box, and the ref doesn't give a throw.
Hey.
Doesn't give a free kick. Sorry. Well, this first half's going to be all important because realistically, once again, at around 60 minutes, you think Ange will just bring on all of the bench.
Yeah, 100%.
Dragishin plays a nice ball into Madders. He tries to find Dragishin with a one-touch ball. You can see what he's trying to do there, but Kim got in the way. It comes back to Ben Davies again. Sonny tries to turn his fullback, but not able to. I mean, looking for positives, I'd rather that goal be conceded in a game like this than
get out of the system. That's what I always say.
I did say that as well about Pat Matasar's ridiculous mistake in the K-League All-Stars game. Kari finds Dragishin. Brennan Johnson tries to turn. Wins a throw-in. Should have given that to Pedro Porro there. Some good stuff down the right-hand side from Pedro Porro. Just flicks it out of play, unfortunately. Lisa CKG17 says Archie has been playing centre-back for a few games, though, so maybe he needs a little time to adjust back to midfield, maybe. And also, realistically, this is probably his first... Well, he did play for Leeds, I think, in the Cup against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge last year, so he's played some elite players, but Bayern Munich, they've got some top midfielders.
I think Ange just wants to find his most comfortable position in this Tottenham setup.
Yeah. Bayern in on the left now with Tell. He's had a shot. And Vicario saves, nearly flicks it straight out to them, but we give the ball away straight away. It's back on the edge of the box for Bayern. They're in on the left again. Outside. Good defending from Porro. It should be a goal kick, I think. Bayern look dangerous every time they come forward.
It sounds silly, but this is the type of test that we need going into so close to see. You want to play teams like this with setups like this.
True. I think Vicario really has got to be careful not to parry them straight back into the danger area like that. Got away with it. It's another corner to Bayern Munich. 18 minutes gone. In swinger. It's deep. Kulusevski does well in front of Gnabry at the back. Another corner. You can kind of feel another one coming, if I'm totally honest. It's getting clearly sponsored by Audi, who are, of course, one of Bayern Munich's big sponsors. They've got Audi advertising up all over the stadium.
One of our famous cup wins.
Yes, the Audi
Cup.
Cup.
Well, as we're reminded.
Do you think Postecoglou is frustrated at the lack of signings, or is he realistic about it? What do you think? He did say he wanted the players in earlier.
I think realistic, because we did get a few players in last summer that were our targets, and then we've got some youngsters in this time around. Provided he gets, I think, that centre forward, I think it'll be satisfied.
Just so you know, just while we were talking, Bayern had a corner and it was a good delivery, free header over the bar, and then since then Spurs have tried to play it out and looked a bit dodgy, but made it halfway towards the halfway line. It's a throw-in.
I think we've settled down now. We've settled a bit.
We've settled a bit, but every time we're playing it out from the back line, we look kind of overrun, and like we've not really got the options to play through it at the moment, but we'll see.
I think a lot of that is down to how Bayern are doing well on us. They're on us like all over us like a rash.
Yeah. Good ball from Porro there to Sonny. Oh, Sonny. Sonny tries to take on his fullback down the line, just kicks it off.
I do miss the days of when we were once a counter-attacking team with the attack at speed. I love the way we play.
Yeah.
It was once upon a time.
Are you talking about the Jose days? Talking about Conte?
I've talked the days of Kane dropping deep and looking for the runners in behind. In a flash, would be in the opposition area. It's all good.
Should have been a Bayern throw, but Spurs have won it out on the right-hand side. Sarr. Back out to Porro. Good ball from Gray to Sarr. He's out wide right. Oh, sorry, it was Johnson, not Gray. I think it's another corner to Spurs. Yeah. 21 minutes gone. Bayern Munich 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. So far, a little bit flat. You can probably hear it in our voices. Spurs not really making anything happen. And they're just showing a replay of the goal. I mean, to be honest, the thing I hate about that goal most is that even after the mistake, we've got lucky, he's made a decent save, and then we've still conceded.
Yeah.
Which is very disappointing when that happens. Taking the corner short, Kulusevski tries to get a cross in, and it's defended. Bayern are working pretty hard here, has to be said. Selfish of them, really. Turn, Kulusevski. He looked up to see if there was anyone to cross it to. There wasn't, so he holds it back and we're still in down the right. Madison, still no one in the box really. Nice idea from Madders. Tries to find Archie Gray to the byline, but goes off for a goal kick.
See, that was classic of us last season. We'd get to the point, and then talking about a slow build-up, you get the chance and there's somebody's in the box, but there's no real target person. When they've got men behind the ball, to put that ball in the box, you haven't got a presence as a striker to go, I'm going to bully this person to win a header. You have to kind of play it around. And
whereas if Kane was still at the club, you'd see him kind of holding off defenders.
Yeah, you know that I can put the ball in the box because I've got someone there who's gonna get in front of their men.
Yeah. Well, good win in there from Sarr in the air. Johnson trying to put Kulusevski through, but I think he was trying to be a bit too clever. It's cleared by Kim. Oh, too easy there. Bayern are in now. And down the right hand side with Gnabry. Facing up Jed Spence. Cuts inside. Gets a shot off. It's well blocked by, I think, Ben Davis. Yeah, Bayern replenish the ball in midfield. They're in down the right again. Oh, lovely dummy chance.
Oh, deflected.
Tries to hit it into the top left-hand corner. It's deflected. It looked like it might go in, actually, but it's gone off for another corner. Gnabry looks like he's put on a bit of weight to me. Looks a bit podgy. But it was very easy outside the box for Spurs. It was a good block from Dragoshin in the end. And we've got the old ref cam.
How long have they had a ref cam for? Wait,
just during these Korean games.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think the shot from Gnabry was maybe going wide anyway, but deflected. Out-swinging corner. Free header once again. The second free header from a corner Bayern have had so far. Vicario throws it out quickly to Kulusevski on the right, but it was a difficult throw for him. And Kim Min-jae cuts in and gets it back to Neuer. Johnson tries to press him. Neuer plays a nice ball out wide. Well done, Jed Spencer. Good pressure. Oh, there was a secondary foul, I think, on Archie Gray there. And that's going to be a booking for James Maddison. Well, in any other game it would be anyway. As he stopped a definite transition for Bayern in central midfield.
Barney, you got a comment there from El Dante. If Gnabry's looking podgy. You know, I'm full on Jabba the Hutt these days.
I've been asked to move my mic closer. I fear it's not about the mic being closed. It's about how down I am on this game, and so I'm not very pumped. Apologies. But, oh yeah, there we go. Well done, El Dante. Nice one. Still no shots on target. Well, no danger of that, I'd say, at the moment. But Spurs win it on the right, and then goes off for a throw-in. Yeah, Matthew Nicholas saying we sound effing S, and I would say we are, yeah. It's been poor so far, that's for sure. 25 minutes gone.
There's just not much urgency to us at the moment. Bayern, they're showing all the urgency.
Yeah, and I think that the way they're pressing us means we're not able to get any options from throw-ins. They're kind of going man-to-man on us. Archie has lost the ball again there in midfield, but he wins it back well. Well done, kid. And goes for a back heel down the line, goes off for a throw-in. Tom Locke says Vicario needs sharpening up. I mean, I don't know. He should have probably kicked that long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's...
But then he kicks it long, he probably gets in trouble from Ange. Oh, we're going to have a drinks break. Possibly the best bit of action from Spurs this half, the way that we're moving towards that drinks break.
I mean, what have we had? Sonny outside the area, 35 yards out, over the bar.
Very little. Avenho says, it's good, at least this is a wake-up call and reality check. Bayern isn't like the previous Asian teams. Leon of Sweden, no Bergvall, no flow in the middle. Well, one thing I would say about Bergvall is he does always look for the ball and moves around a lot. Let's see what happens here, because obviously in the drinks break for that 20 minutes to the last game, Ange went absolutely mad, shouting at his team, saying to go man to the man.
What do you think? What are you saying if you're Postecoglou now? What's your thoughts to say on that? Aside of Vicario calling him out, forget that, mistakes. What do you think he needs now?
It's difficult. I think what I'd say is I'd call one of the other two central midfielders to come and get the ball off Vicario and start the moves where kind of with another kind of deeper player, really, because we just keep losing it there. God, ref cam makes me feel sick. Yeah. They're just showing the ref cam replay of Kulusevski's chance.
But even still, what we were good at in areas last time was when they were pressing us high up, we had the outballs of Sonny and Johnson dropping deeper. Bayern are even on that now, so even if we do clip it to the channels, they're very well pressed.
True.
In that. So again, that's where a target man bails you out to hold up.
Daniel Graves has sent a super chat. Thank you so much. Says, to be honest, we need a proper striker. Yeah, I mean, we're not getting the ball into anyone at the moment, so. But yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Kulusevski's almost like that, the kind of modern player up there that we seem to have seen in the Euros with your Havertz's, your Moratas, dropping, just they're floating in and around, aren't they? We've not got that kind of bullish number 9. I don't think you see it that much nowadays.
Yeah, and obviously what we're missing as well is like Romero's brilliance on the ball, playing balls in between the into the midfield. Van der Ven with a bit of pace potentially to beat the man, the first press and stuff like that. Jacob Bannister with the super chat. Thank you, Jacob. One good team. We look absolutely out of our depth. Well, let's see what happens, because yeah, it hasn't been great, but let's see what happens.
I think we've got to be realistic as well. We've got to be realistic with what we've got out there at the moment, how well Bayern are doing. I think you have to sometimes give credit to the opposing team as much as we are.
Yeah, Archie Gray has just tried to play a ball through to the to Johnson, and he's given it away. Now it's a big chance for Bayern.
Oh, well,
and in the end,
but that was interesting. What did we say before this about Archie Gray trying to play forward passes into difficult ones? And it's important that we don't criticise them if it doesn't come off. So that's an interesting one there. If that led to a goal, would he have got blamed, or would he have been?
No, he would have been blamed for sure. But I think that was more to do with the chemistry between Archie Gray and Johnson, because Johnson didn't know what to do. I should say, brilliant clearance from Sonny, who ran all the way back there to clear it. Would have been a goal otherwise. But Brennan Johnson and Archie Gray need to develop a relationship where he knows if he's coming short or if he's spinning in behind. Because he played the ball for short and Brennan Johnson had already spun in behind. Corner. In swing. Oh no, Bayern Munich take it short. Back to Kimmich. Edge of the box. Lovely football from Bayern. Decent save from Vicario. He's offside anyway. Spurs have this kind of mad, brave way of defending where almost like the players aren't allowed to go deeper than the 18-yard line. See? So then they stay on the 18-yard line. It does catch people off even though he wasn't offside. That shouldn't really have been offside. Spence was just a little bit too deep there. Lovely football from Bayern.
Well anticipated Vicario, regardless.
Yeah, it was good anticipation. Vicario's gone long for the first time. Now Johnson just... It's a goal kick. It was good pressing from Johnson. Jeffrey, Archie Gray's only kid. It's not his fault. He's rubbish and the Spurs are pinning all their hopes on him.
Wow.
I'm not sure if Jeff is a Spurs fan.
I'd hazard a guess to say he's not.
Yeah. Emperor Von Donuts. It's a friendly against a Champions League semi-finalist. Don't suddenly turn against the team. Even if we lose, it'll help our team get sharp for the season. Yeah, I agree.
That's what you want to see. You just want to see them brave and wanting the ball.
Yeah. Bayern are just a lot more sharp.
Yeah.
That's some good football from Spurs on the right. Porro's got a little bit of space. Yeah, Maddison finds Son on the left. He flicks it through to Spence, who makes a good run for him. Spence does well there. Has to go backwards to Davis and Dragushin. Dragushin hits it into...
See, that's what you're talking about. Needing proper centre forwards.
Looked like he was fouled from behind, but... Well, Kulusevski's still on the floor and Neuer kicks it out. Kulusevski looked like he got a little knee in the back there. Yeah, just a little knee in the... Just at the hip area. Was a foul. But not given.
See, that there, though, that's where I'd want to see him hold the ball up rather than blindly kind of turn.
Yeah.
And even if he hadn't been fouled or whatever, it was running into players. He just needs to hold it. I hope he hasn't done anything serious.
Stephen Gallen says, I know it's a friendly, but if we don't get a number 9, then I think the best we can do in the league will be 8th. Not sure about that. A lot will depend how Chelsea and United do, I guess.
Yeah, Liverpool, we don't know.
32 minutes gone.
Yeah, he seems all right. He seems all right.
Julian Knight. Don't worry, guys. At least we don't have to play them in less than a week again. Oh, wait. So, Spurs are giving the ball back to Neuer. 33 minutes gone. 1-0 Bayern. Tottenham just not really any rhythm yet. No kind of positive performances. No chances, really. Oh, well, Kulusevski, one chance on the left. Bayern trying to play through our press. It's pretty easy at the moment. Got it to left back. And it's flicked off from Johnson for another throw to Bayern.
I do think we're going to look a bit leggy. We've been out here a while now. We've got a few more games under our belts. By all accords, it's been an intense pre-season so far. So I think you're going to expect some to be a little slow.
So when's it start? 2 weeks on Monday, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, I'm going to miss the first game. I'm on a flight, sadly.
So next week against Bayern is our last friendly, is it? So we'll have a week to taper off after that, basically.
That's it, yeah.
Week and 3 days. Bayern being brave in their own box, but it works. They bring it out, get a lot of space. They're in here. It's a good block from Spence. Good. Daniel Graves, another super chat. Thank you, mate. Thoughts on Gyökeres from Sporting or Ivan Toney? Who's your preference?
Go. I would only say Toney because of being in the Premier League. I think that's our best bet. Doesn't necessarily mean I think he's better. But I don't think we can take chances.
I mean, Gyökeres obviously played for Coventry in the Championship, scored a number of goals, but he didn't score as many in the Championship as Dominic Solanke did. But then, to be fair to him, he did go to Sporting. He scored 40 goals all comps last season, which is impressive.
Yes.
Ben Davis trying to play it into Kulusevski. Cannot hold it up. It's kind of bounced off him a few times. Kim's had the best of him, who just plays a lovely ball out wide left. In a good position here, Bayern. They cross it in. Flicked by Sarr, coming to Gnabry at the back. Spurs trying to get their line up to the 18-yard box and make Bayern go backwards, which they now have had to do to their own midfielder, central midfield, sorry. Back to Neuer, the original sweeper keeper. I mean, I feel like this is a game though where Basuma might be quite useful, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. We need someone assured in there. A bit of confidence, getting hold of the ball in the middle.
Maybe Basuma and Bergvall even. Brennan Johnson wins the ball well in central midfield. Porro now has to go back. Yeah. Dragushin. Ben Davis. Kulusevski coming very deep for him. Oh, it's a nice idea, but... No, it worked really well. Kulusevski's now in. Johnson's free on the back. Johnson's free. Oh, Kulusevski couldn't chip Stanisic. Such a shame because Brennan Johnson was totally in there. But some good play down the left from Kulusevski and Son nearly led to a chance for Spurs. You can hear Company on the sideline shouting quicker at his Bayern Munich side. They keeping the ball.
Oh, if I was going to let that run.
They're in. Bayern Munich are in on the left-hand side. Cutting inside. Oh, thought it was going to be a goal from Tell, but it whistles wide of the post. It's a good player, Tell. Hungry. Lovely ball into the kind of left-hand side. Cuts in past Porro, past Gray, and it's only a whisker wide. Johnson was in front of him, putting the pressure on. Spurs have lost the ball again already, and they're in again down the left-hand side. He's going to try and do the same again. Tries to cut it back.
It's just lining up.
Oh, it's a bit of Harry Carey defensively here from Spurs. Good clearance that time from Spence, but they get another go. Bring it back now. Oh, it's good football from Bayern.
Oh, I can't get hold of it.
Spurs are making clearances, but never getting the second ball. And they're in again with Gnabry on the right. And he just opens his body out on his left, tries to bend it into the far corner, and it's again just wide. Yeah. Jacob Bannister says, sorry, Stephen Lynn said this is just a Bayern Munich practice session. He's not far wrong at the moment, to be honest. Addig says we're a mess in the box defending.
We do just look like got bodies in there, but
it looks a bit of legginess, isn't it? Because you make the first clearance, and then no one's working hard to pick up the second ball.
It looks like nobody's taking control, leadership.
Oh, Dragusin trying to play it out under pressure, kicks it out for throw-in in the end.
Like, who's leading that defensive unit in that respect? You think Davis should be, right?
Yeah. Cindy's made a good point. We look so flat-footed, everyone ball watching. It does look a bit like that.
Yeah.
38 minutes gone. 7 minutes till half-time. And then don't forget, guys, after the game, we'll have an instant match reaction and then the fan call-in show. So you can call in and speak to us about this if you so desire. If it stays like this and we play this badly, I don't think there'll be many callers, to be honest. Or maybe they will, because everyone will be so angry. Bayern trying to play through, but Vicario can pick that up pretty easily. Flat-footed is right. Even when we have the ball, it looks a bit like, not sure. Or Vicario with a dicky touch there.
Sure.
Plays a horrible ball out to Pat Matassar, and Bayern Munich win it straight away. And they come straight back at us.
That's a very good ball.
Good clearance to the back from Jed Spence. A beautiful cross. And Spence is actually in a good position there. Corner. I mean, you've got to say, let's try and keep it just at 1-0 for half-time.
The thing is, playing out from the back, it can be very effective. But you've got to have 2 or 3 moves ahead of yourself. You know what you're doing with it. We seem to be picking it up with no idea what we're doing with it when we get it. Which is one of the most frustrating things about playing out from the back.
Corner. Bayern goes short. Finally get the ball into the box. Another free header. And offside. I could definitely imagine some changes at half-time if it carries on like this.
Would you also, on the flip side, would you expect Bayern to change anything as in majorly?
Yeah, in terms of they'll getting minutes into their legs and stuff.
I want to see Eric Dyer.
Yeah. Bayern win the ball back again in central midfield easily. Kind of second to every ball at the moment. But you keep it at 1-0 and stranger things have happened. 41 minutes gone. Bayern in easy street at the moment. Lovely crossfield diagonal. Oh, Jed Spence has accidentally fouled. What's weird about that is Jed Spence was caught with one in the first 10 minutes. It wasn't given like this. Has he been booked for that?
I expected that. I think he's put himself in a position where that's like... Oh, is he on? Yeah, he's...
Yeah.
Has he put his arm across as well? I think.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Oh, no, I think it's a legs. I can see why that's given.
Keep cutting to Vince and company on the side. He's very happy with what's happening.
I think I would be too.
I would be too. It's a far cry from Burnley. Okay, so free kick to Bayern Munich on the right-hand side, just outside the box. Looks like they're going to whip a cross in. Spurs have their line on the 12-yard line, really. Kimmich with the free kick. Good clearance from Dragusin. Second ball once again not dealt with. Bayern replenish the ball. Yeah, they do look sharp, Bayern. Hero Zero says, we can't play out from the back. We try and then boot it up to Kulu, who's absolutely useless. Such bad football. Well, I can't disagree.
It's hard to be positive. It's hard to just...
Oh, Bayern in down the left. Dragishin does well. Let's not forget Dragishin had the chance to join Bayern. They're in down the left. They're in. Real chance. Real chance of the back stick. Should be a goal. And it isn't.
Poor.
Vicario dived at the feet. And as a result, he hits it wide. Lovely football down the left. Oh, nutmeg back heel. Vicario actually did well to kind of close down the angle. Tell should have done better. 2 minutes till half
I
time.
think positionally, Jed Spence has been a little bit...
Oh, Madders, well done.
Well done.
Madders actually did well there. Oh, no. That's a shame. Deary me.
Who was that? Porro, yeah. Lining up.
They should have scored again, but it's gone straight down the throat of Vicario. Madders did quite well to get the ball deep, play some nice stuff with Porro.
Oh, dear.
And then they lost it again straight away. And Spence has lost it straight away as well. Davis is helping him out. Son has lost it up the pitch, but is given a foul, I think, because he is Heung-min Son more than anything else.
Yeah.
Kloppernickus sounds like a Liverpool fan. Will be a long season for you guys if you don't sort out this playing from the out from the back. Well, you'd have to say that only one of our back four today is likely to start against Leicester.
Yeah. But you can understand how people would assess that when
Sure.
you just eyeball a team.
Sure. And also, I wouldn't expect Leicester to press quite this way, but you never know, I suppose. Oh, Manuel Neuer comes out to clear it. That's a throw for Spurs around the halfway line. Crabstick, same old, 20 years of failure, Levy's legacy. Wow. Okay.
It's interesting to hear feedback on what essentially is more minutes in the tank, ultimately.
Good turn for Madders in midfield.
Good.
Nice, good feet, but chance at the back stick for Son. Oh no, should have just had a shot first time, but instead tried to cut inside with a bad touch. And the defender gets a chance to clear.
Totally agree. First time.
Didn't want to take it on his swinger, I guess. Back to Spence. Spence inside to Madders. He's just got involved in the game the last few minutes. Been a bit anonymous before then. Dragishin tries the little difficult pass, doesn't make it, and Bayern win it back. And that's surely going to be half-time relatively soon. Bayern again. Kind of getting the ball through midfield so easily.
Yeah.
Just kind of bypassing Archie Gray. Pat Matasar's not even in shot. Look, he's just putting a sprint in now. Maddison isn't in shot. That's why it's so easy for the central midfielders. Spence kicks it out for a corner. 46 minutes gone. Another corner to Bayern. This is apparently called the Kupang Play Series. I did not know that. Is there a trophy?
Oh, we're not going to win it at this rate.
Mark Ivy, have we got a midfield on the pitch? I mean, sometimes when they break through us, it doesn't really look that way. But only 1-0. Corner, outswinger. Good win by Brennan Johnson.
Hey.
A big shot from Guerrero that goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, that's it at the moment in the midfield. Their experience, they're going to show that. They've had more intensity than us.
Daniel Graves with another super chat. Basuma and Richarlison on. Richarlison's not even fit, I'm afraid, mate. So he can't come on. He's not even on the bench. But he could bring Bergvall on. Could bring Basuma on, maybe try and get a bit more control in there. Now we're just hiking it up long to James Maddison, which is a bit of a weird idea. Because look, now there are men free in central midfield again.
Gee.
And they get it easily out wide left. It's mad to me that the refs are playing added time in this tournament. I say tournament. Series, whatever you call it. Come on, ref, blow up for half time so we can make some changes, because surely the second half can't be as bad as
100%
this.
Basuma would be the one. Try and get hold of that midfield a bit more.
Just been chasing shadows most of the game. "48 minutes now played." Ref looking at his watch, but no. Bayern finding room in midfield again. Oh, now they're just taking the mick. And that, thank goodness, is half time. Finishes half time. Bayern Munich 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. The goal scored in the 3rd minute from Vidovic. Vicario had the ball at his feet. Bayern pressed all of the receivers. He tried to pass it into Jed Spence playing in the inverted fullback role. Jed Spence didn't even get a foot on the ball. It was nicked in front of him. And then after initially, I think it was Gnabry's shot, should have scored. Vidovic, got the rebound. And Sonny has already taken his captain's armband off, so he must know that he's not playing the second half. Jacob Bannister with a super chat says, "Need a defeat to get Levy to reach in his pocket." I don't think a defeat in this game is going to make a difference with that. Luke.
Yes.
Not much to say. I mean, you know, what the hell's going on?
I think key areas are that error comes from, I think Vicario just needed to use a bit more savviness to know that wasn't a ball to be played, regardless of if that's how we set up. Yeah. I think that's come to that one. They are more intense than us. They look fitter, showing more experience. They're pressing aggressively on us. I'm looking at it thinking, okay, we're looking at a better team than us on 11 against 11 at the moment. So, but we do need someone who's going to get hold of that midfield, and I think that's.
Where is the outball in a game like this where, you know, presumably, because Ange will say to Jed Spence, "Don't worry, I ask you to take up that position." And he'll say to Vicario, "I ask you to make that pass," right? And they're going to be mistakes. But where is it, you know, say that all comes off, goes to Jed Spence, as you said, he's pressed, so it goes to Vicario. Is Vicario then expected to play a brilliant through-the-lines ball, taking out 4 Bayern Munich players?
So what they would be expected to do is one of your Johnsons, your Son, to drop in to drag the defenders out, but they're following them tightly.
Yeah.
That would normally be, that's when your centre forward needs to be the one who is an even longer out ball. Kulusevski, and that's why I mentioned that time where he turned inside on his left foot. Instead of just holding the ball up and allowing us to reset and go and knock it off and go, he tried to turn into trouble. And I think that's, in this type of game, at the moment, a strong centre forward holding on to the ball. I'd like to see Lancashire. Obviously, I think we will, won't we? But
probably at about 70 minutes.
Unless Bayern, that's what I say, drastically change their setup, they'll change their personnel. But we're going to see more of the same unless we get hold of the ball.
Is it something where, you know, one thing that Man City have had so much success with down the years, and actually quite a few times against Spurs, is being pressed high up like that, and then Ederson just has a long flat ball over the top of our kind of high line. But Vicario he's not a brilliant distributor, actually, Vicario, in terms of his kind of flat kicking. His kicks all have quite a lot of loop on them. So, you know, that's not really an option for us. I do think where we're really suffering is, I don't think Dragushin is nearly as strong on the ball as Romero.
No.
Romero's always willing to turn. He's willing to put his foot on the ball and wait for them to press him and then play it around them. So we missed that. And as I mentioned earlier in the half, obviously Van der Ven is better than Davis at maybe taking a touch out of his feet, beating that first presser, and then that opens us up a little bit as well. So we're kind of, our hands are tied a little bit. I'd say Sarr has been anonymous. Yeah. Gray has had the ball nicked off him a few times, and Maddison, again, kind of keeping up his poor pre-season so far. What is it? Are they just tired from the training?
I feel a lot's been asked of Archie Gray. I feel sorry for him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's playing against a very strong side still in a position that is one of the most important in that, and it's very high risk position in how we want to play. So I do feel a bit for him. Again, what I say, Maddison, he's just got this eagerness to try to get involved sometimes in areas that I don't think he needs to get involved. Sarr, as you say, spot on. He just kind of buzzed about, but not really done too much. But again, it's easy to just say we're terrible. We look a bit leggy, but Bayern Munich are on it.
Yeah, so Harry Brooks, I don't know if you follow him. If you don't follow Harry Brooks' coach, @Brooks_coach on Twitter, he's a really brilliant coach and Spurs fan. He says, Bayern's shape and movement on and off the ball has been exceptional. Spurs are being rushed and Spurs are falling for it, not showing much composure at all. Probably the only one really understanding where the spaces are and the passes to make so far. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. He also said Spurs are very narrow in how they build up in the first phase, so Bayern commit men forward to prevent any of the initial 5 receiving the ball cleanly, knowing Vicario, Dragoshin and Davis won't bypass it. So Bayern win the ball, but make sure they have the early switch onto the opposite wideman to exploit Spurs being narrow and losing the ball deep. He suggests, I agree with all that, he suggests a few ways to counter it. Basuma comes on. You have a wider build-up shape in the first phase to stretch Bayern. You have the confidence to bypass the Bayern front five press in 1 or 2 passes, or Bayern tire.
Yeah, well...
I mean, it could be that Bayern tire, or it could be that Bayern just bring on their kids and they're not quite as able to do it, or maybe they will be, who knows. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a lesson at the moment, isn't it? I'd like to see Bergvall and Basuma on. And then I imagine, yeah, as you said, probably around, I would think 65, 70 minutes, you'd see Lancashire on as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see all of them, and I'm sure Mikey Moore will come on. I can't see this being a game necessarily at the moment where Werner's going to get any space in behind. We haven't even got in behind, really. I mean, Kulusevski did make one chance early in the game.
Was that where we broke?
We broke, and it came to him on the left.
Turned inside and outside again.
Turned inside and outside, had a left foot shot blocked, but not a lot.
I think that was more to Bayern Munich. That's where Sarr, wasn't it, when he intercepted the ball? Sarr intercepted it, and then he had 2 options either side. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's what we need to be on him.
Deary me, worth talking a bit about Jed Spence. Obviously, he's playing in an unfamiliar position.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a hiding to nothing at the moment, isn't it?
I feel sorry for him. I do feel sorry for him. He's trying to. He's inverting. He's trying to get involved positionally. Teams can exploit us, and that guy mentioned it before. They can overload us on the wings, and you see that ball in behind Jed Spence. I do feel for him, and you've got to think of his lack of playing time under our system as well. I think you have to consider that. But
in a game like this, where it's it's a good team and know how to do it, why wouldn't he consider starting Jed Spence at right back and saying to Pedro Porro, maybe you start at left back
because we know what you can do.
Because you've got more minutes and you're more comfortable with the system.
I think what he likes to do, Pascal, he likes to get people playing, be confident in different corresponding positions. So you'd have had Royale last season do a job at centre back and stuff. They'll be coached to be put under difficult circumstances, playing out of position. So I think to understand the role from both sides. So it doesn't surprise me, but yeah, I am surprised that he's not going to give Jed Spence a chance at right back.
John McKenzie is a bit of a tactical expert. If you don't follow John McKenzie, do John_McKenzie on Twitter. He says some absolutely textbook hybrid pressing from Bayern in this game. Beautiful to watch. Everybody knows their responsibilities. Everyone knows when to jump. Spurs build up largely being stifled. They just showed the Kulusevski chance there. That kind of makes sense.
That's what I say. It's easy for us to go, oh, we're terrible. Bayern are playing very effectively, and in that press, they're well drilled. They're very well drilled.
Totally. Let's look at the stats. 60% possession to Bayern, 40 to Spurs. 12 total shots to Bayern, 2 from Spurs, none on target, 4 on target for Bayern, 1 big chance for Bayern. Accurate passes, 218, of which 89% have been successful for Bayern, and 129, of which 78% have been successful for Spurs. 7 corners to Bayern, 3 for Spurs. I mean, the amount of passes, only 129 to 218, will disappoint Postecoglou, won't it?
Yeah.
Because that'll show he wants to control games like this, and we're not. I think it's fair to say.
And I do think that middle of the park is key. That's what's going to be key now. Yeah. If he does get Basuma on to try and get hold of the ball. And I criticised him before this, saying about him being casual, but we need a bit of casual confidence on the ball. I think, I'd say, nothing on Archie Gray at all. He's playing a difficult position against a very good outfit who are pressing him very well. And it'd be a good learning experience for him.
Yeah, it's teaching me not to watch games like this. That's what it's teaching me.
Yeah, not take too much from these things.
I have to say, Matthias Tell has looked pretty good. Yeah,
he's looked lively.
He looks sharp. He was one of the names, wasn't he, when we were potentially... Well, we did end up selling Harry Kane, obviously, to Bayern last year, but he was one of the names where it looked like Levy was trying to get him on a return, on a deal as well. I'm not surprised. He looks pretty decent. I don't know. Maybe this is me being a bit glass half full, but these games can happen in pre-season, and then Bayern make a load of changes second half. We're only 1-0 down. We nick a goal, and somehow you end up winning a game where you've been absolutely outplayed.
Honestly, when you look from a footballing perspective, sometimes you can learn more in defeat than you can in victory, and depending on who you're playing, your position. And I look at Bayern, and I look at, unfortunately, how well they're playing in terms of we've always said, off the ball as much as anything. And you've got to take the positives from it and go, look, we're playing against a very good side. We're doing. Let's learn from it. Let's say try to look at the positives and not be all about, oh, he's out of position, that was a mistake there, or we should be doing more. The reality is we'll learn a lot from this game. I'd get much more out of this than winning a game against players, the level of opposition that we're not going to come against.
And you're suggesting that if we had a better kind of hold-up number 9, Vicario could potentially just chip it over that front 5 press.
That's a get-out-of-jail ball. I wouldn't want to rely on it, but ultimately, But Kulusevski's not that man for me.
Okay, so I think we're all in agreement. Is there any... You mentioned about Maddison trying to get involved in areas that he doesn't need to get involved in. Is there any element of worry for you that Maddison, since his injury, hasn't reached the same level of form? And it just seems to me the simple things that I had such trust in Maddison before are not coming off in the way that they previously were.
I think mentally he's in a different position. You see him get involved in petty stuff. I think a lot more... listen, he may have done at Leicester as much as anything, but the early season Maddison was confident and was getting in the right areas and involved in goal scoring areas too. And I just see now, I look and he cuts a frustrated figure in terms of he's trying to get involved, and we just get so congested in that middle. So what he needs is a couple of goals. He needs a couple of goals, get that goal scoring touch back.
He hasn't scored a free kick for us yet, has he?
And I think that's something that Maddison desperately needs. It is a confidence thing, because he tries to show this confidence, but I don't believe he's full of confidence at the moment, and but he'll do a job for us if we need him.
Do you think buying Eze is a possibility for Spurs? And if so, would his first would Ange be tempted to put him in instead of Maddison first, rather than playing him out wide?
I think he could do. I think we're going to get one more season realistically from Son being a guaranteed starter. I think personally. Yeah. So Eze would be that longer term replacement, but I think you look at replacing Maddison, rotating with Maddison in that position if we did get him. But please striker first for me.
Okay, let's have a look at going into the chat a little bit. Davo, Maddis is almost doing a mini Dele Alli lately, all style, no substance. Christopher Macaria, we will never win anything with this coach. Conte had hope. That lineup is terrible. We are disoriented everywhere. How can Son be defending for our defenders? Spurs need help, and big help. Do you have any doubts about Big Ange? I personally don't. I love... listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I had a season ticket, and when we stopped winning under Conte, it was such dross to watch that I basically stopped going. So I've kind of realised, yes, we concede a lot of goals, but it is way more fun to watch. It's more enjoyable, and so I'm a big believer in Big Ange.
I think the frustration stemmed from the rebuild was needed 2018. We fluked our way, I believe, to the Champions League final to a large degree. But fans are judging that 5-year period that we've had since, or whatever it is, and attaching that to a lack of progress from Tottenham. Ange has had a year. Yeah. He's already got us more optimistic about the football we're playing. Yeah. Let him get the style of players in. Let him have these youngsters flourish. It's 1 year in reality. Forget the last 5 or so years. Forget the rebuild we needed. We're doing that now. Yeah. And I think I don't even have high expectations this season. I'm still patient. I just want to see us show some progress next season.
Rob Talbot says, our fans need to chill out. Yeah. You'll all have heart attacks. Wait until the season starts, at least. Yeah, exactly. I think that's fair enough.
Exactly.
And obviously, we're missing players in pretty key positions here. But also, it would be nice to see us kind of put 3 passes together at some point.
It would be. It would be.
Jason Green, I fully trust Ange and the team. At the end of the day, it's only friendly, and besides, win, lose or draw, I back my team and I'm fully Spurs. Some dangerous common sense from you there, Jason Green. That will not be appreciated within the comment section by most. And good to see always some Arsenal fans in the comments. Well done, you guys. Let's see. Tenation got oofed, says Vicario isn't good enough with his feet. His saves definitely saved us games, but wouldn't hurt to get a keeper that's better with their feet. Well, we were in for David Raya, weren't we? And he is, I think, a brilliant distributor of the ball and a good shot stopper. I like Vicario. Obviously, he needs more protection from corners, for sure. But I don't think he's ever going to be a top-notch distributor. He's all right, but he's not great. He's not as bad as Lloris.
He hasn't got that presence yet about me. When that presence comes, he's got a lot of potential presence he needs.
Yuku Christian says 1 or 2 players doesn't resolve this, guys. Even a prime Messi would be useless if we cannot effectively bring the ball from defence to attack and leave our wings so open by inverting everybody. Well, look, what I would say is not getting the ball out from defence to attack isn't something we usually have a problem with, and not getting our wingers involved isn't usually an issue. It's just that Bayern have done a bit of a number on us today. Be interesting to see whether Ange can, change something round tactically, tweak something to stop that press from being quite so successful.
I think he's actually said, the person who said that, even Messi, for example, I disagree to the point, not of talking about Lionel Messi, but at the moment, let's disregard Son being over his peak at the prime Son.
Yeah.
We've got an average team who are collectively on a similar level, I would say. A standout player is that difference, that just one player in breaking the lines, in the movement of the ball, in how they carry the ball. So I would say that there is one player that will make it. We can't. We may be able to, but we won't spend on that player. But it's amazing how much one player can make a difference. I just see us as a consistently kind of bit above average squad at the moment, that we need a few class.
I agree with that, because I think a player like, let's say, Eze, but I also think a player like Bergvall, who is so keen to get on the ball all the time. Now, obviously, he's young, so I can't put all the eggs in his basket. But he's so keen to get on the ball all the time in tight spaces, and he can manipulate it with both feet and turn both ways. So a player like him or Eze, I agree with everything you say in terms of they can make a real difference. But where they can really make the difference, where you almost don't see it, is how 2 players will go to them.
Yeah.
Because they're so feared, and therefore there's space elsewhere for the other players. And that's something where you look at a game like this and you see that Bayern can just go man for man, and we can't get it past them.
That's it. We haven't got that standout player that's going to make that difference, that exude that confidence. And so, it's amazing how much one player can make a big difference in this team.
Let's not forget, on the bench, Bayern do have Eric Dyer to bring on, potentially. Palhinha, who, of course, they got from Fulham. And Goretzka is also on the bench, along with many others. So, as the players come back out onto the pitch, it looks hot there. Already Kim Min-jae sweating already. Hasn't even been running in the second half. Let's hope that Tottenham can change something around. Sonny actually is coming back out for the second half. But Bissouma is definitely on. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen, see what other changes there are. That seems to make sense to me. Got to assume Bissouma will be on for Gray. Bergvall on as well, good. Sarr looks like he's still on, so does that mean it's Gray and Maddison? Bayern have made some changes too. So the broadcasting team not able to tell us either, even though they're there. I guess they're just watching on the TV as well. So Kulusevski's still on. You've got to assume it's Maddison and Gray gone off. Okay. Looks like Johnson. That's a handball. So, Bergvall already trying to get involved.
So Bergvall and Bissouma, that's what we wanted.
Yes, that's what we called. So if he has indeed... Oh, Palhinha has come on and he's already fouled Brennan Johnson. Says, according to Twitter, Madders, Gray and Dragoshin off. So who's come on for Dragoshin? Oh, Emerson Royale.
The change we all wanted. Not.
Wow, okay. I guess his deal hasn't been done. Yeah, so Bissouma, Bergvall, Spence still on, Porras still on, Sarr. What have you made of Bergvall so far?
Impressed.
In the pre-season?
In his confidence, in his ball carrying ability. I like it. Yeah, I like him.
Still 18 years old as well.
Yeah.
But once again, Spurs kind of in their back line, getting pressed very high. Ben Davies fouled. I guess not many other options other than bringing Emerson Royale on there, because the only other centre-back option, which isn't even a centre-back option, is Oliver Skipp.
That's it, yeah. There we go.
Oh, Decky does really well in midfield. He's got to be strong here, and he wasn't. Porro tries to find Johnson. Gets it back to... Looks like Neuer might have come off, actually. Oh, good win from Emerson Royal in midfield. Bergvall into Bissouma. Takes, honestly, one of the worst touches I've ever seen. But he's only just come on, but Bayern have the ball again. Well in Bergvall. Cuts out a good... cuts out a midfield pass. Oh, what a touch from Son there. Horrible. Oh, my God.
Oh. What are we watching?
It's like Spurs have got like 50p feet. Bissouma did well there. Good turn from Bergvall. Good
Used
strength.
his body well. Well done.
Yeah. So Bergvall took the ball back to goal in central midfield. Used his body really well. He was pressed, and that's one of the first times in midfield all game that we've actually kept the ball and won a foul there. Davis to Royal. To Vicario. Davis again needs an option. Gets one in midfield from Spence. Goes straight back to Vicario. Vicario gets it to Spence, who plays it nicely into Bissouma. And that's good football in midfield from Spurs. They've taken 3 Bayern Munich players out of the game there, and Spence driving forward. He's got to pick the right ball here. He gets it out wide to Son. It's not a bad idea. Have a dig, Sonny. Gets blocked. But that's better from Spurs. Chance for Kulusevski! Just wide. Hits the back stanchion behind the goal, but that's Spurs' kind of only second shot of the game.
But you see how that comes from that Bissouma exchange.
Yeah.
Was it Spence? It was Spence.
Bissouma, Spence and Bergvall in central midfield. Kind of just a few little quick passes, and we were in at them. Anyway, Bayern with a big crossfield ball now. Tell takes on Porro and Johnson, but brings it back. At least that'll get Bayern thinking a little bit. Mind you, they drive at us now. That's the second good block from Bergvall, blocking out a pass. But they're in on the left again with Tell. Slows it down. And plays it all the way back into central midfield with Kim.
Better.
Nice stuff. Emerson Royal did really well there, actually, to be fair to him. Porro back to Royal. Plays a nice ball into Bergvall. Oh, see what I mean? Just a little half turn there from Bergvall. Totally kind of disguised and surprised even the Bayern player. And we're just looking... Oh, Bissouma has just lost the ball. They're in here, one-on-one. Bissouma, to be fair, worked back well there. But anyway, already more promising stuff in central midfield, I'd say, from Spurs.
100%. 100%. Bit more desire to be on the ball. Make something happen.
Lovely from Bergvall there. Wins a yellow card. Bergvall has done more in 4 minutes than I'm afraid Archie Gray, Pat Matissar or James Maddison did in the first half. Good lad. Take him off. It's too much of a risk. Wrap him in cotton wool.
Ray carried the ball. Ray carried the ball there. That's exactly what we need.
Well, he's carried it once. He's half turned it the other way another time.
Yeah. Book him.
Beautiful player. And that's a yellow card for Goretzka, I think it was. The Spurs have lost the ball again already. But the keeper, who's come on for Neuer, has kicked it out. This is better from Spurs. Can't be coincidence that we're playing better when Emerson Royal has come on. But I think look, just because we've done something a couple of times in midfield that's made them think about it, their press from the throw-in was not even nearly as hard.
Yeah. And it only takes a couple of breaks of the lines with that confidence to do that.
To put something in the mind of the opposition. And there you go. They've kicked it straight to us now. Jed Spence. There's a man on you there, Jed. Well done. Go on, keep going. Well done.
Oh, is that Maddison?
Sonny.
Was it Sonny?
Yeah.
Oh, Maddison's off, isn't he? Is it Maddison go off?
Sonny's not been great today so far, but yeah, Maddison is off. Maddison, Gray, and Dragishin. Of course, Dragishin only joined the squad earlier in the week, so not a surprise he only got half a game. That was a foul. Spurs winning the ball better in midfield here. Comes to Ben Davis. Needs an option. Oh, it's not Ben Davis, it's Porro. Goes over the top, sorry.
Better though, better.
Much better. Winning the ball much quicker in midfield. Spence into Bergvall, who loves being fluid, drifting left and right to get the ball. Always making runs after his pass as well. Had too many players down the years who like to watch their pass after giving it, but Bergvall's a real passer mover. Royal getting confident in central midfield. Gives it into Spence. Good turn from Spence. Drives through the middle, Spence. Good lad. Go on, keep going.
Unlucky.
Oh, good for him. Wins a throw-in. Leon of Sweden says, I've watched Bergvall for a few years, and all I can say is things happen around him. That's a good point. I think that's exactly what it looks like. Kim Min-jae, they're thinking might be going off in a second. That's a good foul one from Basuma for being brave and being risky, taking a man on. Goretzka, who's been booked, should be sent off now, I think. But anyway, free kick up the pitch for Spurs. Chance for us to get in the box, perhaps. Which we haven't done a lot of. Oh, have we lost the ball already? We don't even get to see the free kick. We lost the ball already. On the transition, Bayern are now in, potentially. They're in. One-on-one. Good save from Vicario.
Should have done better there.
Whoever this kid who's come on for Bayern, he's tiny. Oh no, Spencer's letting round him. That's a corner.
Oh, I thought we could have done better. That not Spencer.
Here.
Yeah, maybe you'd be having a go at him if he didn't hit it first time, but I thought he could have steadied himself.
He just didn't get hold of it. It's got to go fast stick. 52 minutes gone. Still 1-0 Bayern, who have a corner. But Spurs looking better this half already. Bayern take it short. Then they get a cross in. Vicario. It's going to be another corner. Bissouma blocked the cross. Too darn soulful. So sick of seeing Spurs players trying to take on 4 players. Stop it. Eric Dyer about to come on for Kim Min-jae, you've got to assume. Outswinger from Bayern. Another free header. It was Jalpalinia this time. Anyway, take it short. Royal's taking it very quickly. And once again, Bayern all pressing very high with their kind of 5-man press. Bergvall did come deep to try and get it. He's now run away a bit. And Vicario's just chipped it up to Spence. Is it Spence?
So, is that
Sarr? Yeah, sorry. It's a very high and wide camera angle. It's back to Vicario now. And that's a good ball from Vicario into Bergvall, who takes a disappointing touch but gets lucky. Things do happen around him because he got lucky there. And now we're in with Brennan Johnson. Kulusevski outside him, finds him. Oh, nice idea. Goes
unlucky.
Into Johnson. Can't quite get it under control. It's a goal kick. So here comes Eric Dyer. His first appearance against Tottenham Hotspur.
There you go.
Coming on for Kim Min-jae. He'll get a good reaction here, I would have thought. Kim Min-jae's going off, who is, of course, Korean, so he's getting a good reaction. And Eric Dyer on. Gets a good reaction as well. Good lad. Well done, Emerson Royal cuts the ball out there. Careful here, there's a man there. That's good stuff from Bissouma. Good stuff from Royal as well. Bissouma just not quite strong in the 50-50, but Bergvall does well. And Bissouma loses out in a 50-50 there, and a terrible tackle from Emerson Royal. He's offside, surely. Oh, they're in. Should be 2. Good save again from Vicario, but the rebound goes in.
Follow up again.
2 follow-ups. Leon Goretzka.
Yeah. Come from us again there.
But we were cut open on the transition again, weren't we?
Yeah, slack and casual on the ball. Punished us.
Let's have a look here. They don't show before it, unfortunately. Tell did really well. It's just unlucky. It's kind of it's bounced off Vicario's knee. The second. 2-0, 56 minutes.
It's interesting the way that one we got opened up there. You see Jed Spence occupied by the runner who was offside.
Right.
Chosen as a priority to focus on. Not blaming him. Again, it's a follow-up.
Suma breaks forward. Finds it Son. This is a chance. Oh, Son. No. Son, I'm sure, was trying to cut it across the front there from the byline, but gets it far too close to the keeper. That's better from Spurs. That felt like a classic Ange situation there, where he just needs to cross it into the middle. Kulusevski was there.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. That's a great
I don't know if he tried. I think he's just tried to get some power behind it across the box.
Message from Yori. Hi, Yori. Pre-show me it. Kulu will be a very good false nine, but we have the same structural flaw as last season. A new central defensive midfielder will not fix it. Yori is a bit of a tactical guru, actually. Yeah, we're just so easy to play against on the transition. It's ridiculous. Basuma's doing okay, though. Finds Saar. Bergvall's free in central midfield.
Yes.
He's always scanning Bergvall. I love that about him. And gets it out wide to Brennan Johnson. He's not really been in the game much. Tries to find Kulusevski, but dealt with well by Bayern. Nice idea there from Porro, but here we go again. Look at the transition here. Look how easy it is. Royale actually does really well.
Good. Oh, did you see that?
An unnecessary trick from Royale. Chance for Bergvall. I'd hit that first time, maybe. Should have hit it first time.
That's one to put with the no-look pass from Royale.
Totally unnecessary, but why not? 58 minutes gone, 2-0 Bayern. Lots of space for Bayern, it's got to be said.
We've been brighter. It's just clear-cut. We need some clear-cut chances. Just something to hold on to there.
Tom Locke, Royale trying to seal that last million on his contract. One Somniac says, or Insomniac, I guess, Levy knows the Ange system is pure garbage. That's why he's not backing him. Ange gone by December.
Bold.
Yeah. Jeffrey, Ange has no clue. Show me lights. Ange should step down.
I do struggle sometimes with Ange out already.
Yeah. Vinny, it's 2-0 on the scoreline if you want to change. There it is. Top man.
The danger we've got now, we can't let this game fizzle out anymore than it has done. This is... Oh, there we go.
It's 3-on-1 after a bad pass from Eric Dyer. Agent Eric Dyer. Saar is in. Not a bad touch, but a bad finish.
Needed that one.
He just took a couple of too strong touches, I think. But Eric Dyer just passed it straight across the box to us. Oh, dear. He kind of almost didn't want that to be Saar. He's not a one-on-one guy, really. Bayern popping it about nicely now again. Tell on the back stick. That's all right.
Come on, talk. I'm interested to see that one again. Who was the other player? Was it Kulusevski up there? Who the 3-on-1?
Not sure, actually. Spence takes it in the inverted role, gives it to Bergvall. And they just drop off Bergvall a little, don't they? Because they know. Nice from Pedro. Oh, and then a bad pass, unfortunately. Alright, shouldn't get across that. Bayern in good position again. Chance of the back stick. That's a goal kick.
Well done.
Vincent Kompany still shouting and screaming from the sidelines. 60 minutes gone. You'd think in the next 5-10 minutes he'll bring some of the kids on.
Yeah.
Let's see this chance for Pat Matasar, please. We want to see a replay. Oh, okay. So Oliver Skipp and Jamie Donnelly coming on. Skipp for Sarr, you'd have thought. Donnelly for Spence, maybe?
Yes, yeah.
Vicario plays it out to Sarr, gives it away, but we got lucky. It comes straight back to us. Royale back to Sarr, back to Davies. Plays it out wide. It's good football from Spurs there. Oh, nice idea, but gifts given away by Kulusevski with a little flick. And Bayern with Eric Dyer back on the ball. Good ball from Bayern. Cut out by Jed Spence, though. Into Sarr.
Come on now, faster, faster.
Basuma into Royale. He looks relaxed, to say the least. Good ball inside to Basuma. He's got loads of space, actually. Turns on the edge of the box now, Basuma. Good football, 1-2. Just can't collect it. And a foul in midfield from Kulusevski. This might be the chance to bring the subs on. So Mikey Moore is also... Oh no, Alfie Devine, sorry, is also coming on. Donnelly for Spence. It'll be Skipp for Davis, so Skipp playing centre-back with Emerson Royale. So Spence, he's done okay, I think. What do you think?
Better second half.
Yeah.
For me.
And Sarr coming off for Devine.
Yeah, Sarr not too existent for me today.
Yeah. I said it during the last watch along. I feel like Sarr is almost better suited for the Premier League because he's just engine and legs, and he's not the guy you want on the ball one-on-one, you know. Oh dear. Neil Daniel, Spurs' biggest problem is our fans constantly moaning, blaming Levy, blaming managers. We're supposed to be Spurs supporters.
Yes.
Important word that we should support our team no matter what, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. Be nice if Sarr had scored that goal there.
Yeah.
Oh, Donnelly's bad touch straight away. Oh, and a bad touch, and Skipp does well. There have been quite a few bad touches in this game, haven't there? Basuma doing nicely in midfield there and gets it out wide. Son now out wide left, being harried and loses the ball, but there's a play on. It's Son's in pain on the floor. Porro's had a dig. Oh, what a banger from Pedro Porro! Good lad.
Burnley-esque. What a goal!
He picks up the ball in midfield, and just with his laces, top left-hand corner.
Now we're talking about Sarr not being the man in the position a minute ago. That's a man you want in that position.
Yeah.
What a strike.
Screamer. He thanks the Lord.
What a strike.
Tell you what, keeper doesn't even dive, really. Let's have a look. So, Basuma finds him, and he's, 28 yards out, I'd say. It's a tight angle.
Look at that.
I'll tell you what.
There's power on it. It's beating him.
Yeah, the power has beaten the keeper, but he's not covered himself in glory there because it's not far from his hands. He doesn't even get a hand on it. It kind of moves a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a banger. Give him the ball again. Do it again.
That's what we need. We didn't want the game to fizzle out and let Bayern get hold of it and stuff. So let's change the dynamic now.
That's it. Little assist for Yves Basuma as well. I swear to God, the fact that Royale's leaving has taken the pressure off him. He looks so relaxed.
Almost too relaxed.
Spurs pressing high now, and Munich having to go pretty long. Johnson holds it up well into Basuma. Cuts across midfield, plays it into Donnelly, I think. Basuma was then taken out off the ball. And down the left now, Sonny taking on his man, and that's a yellow card.
Come on, yeah.
Or should be a yellow card. Yeah, and Sonny's actually getting annoyed because he says he's been fouled 5 or 6 times.
Yeah, easy yellow.
But it wasn't given, was it? Yellow card?
I haven't seen it yet.
You don't see Sonny annoyed that much.
No. There you go. Says it all.
Yeah, we need to get Porro in those positions more.
Yeah.
In every game, really, don't we? Because he's got a great strike on him. Phoenix 549. Barnaby, what do you think having a quality right winger would actually fix in terms of the system? I don't... Hold on. I don't dislike Brennan Johnson. I just agree with what you said, is that he's far more of an instinctive player. He's very good when he gets into those positions across, where he just has to get it across the box.
And him getting on the back end.
Both him and Werner are as well. And I also think Johnson is a good finisher. I know people think he's not, but I think his finishing will improve. But I think he'll score 10 goals this season in the Premier League, you know. Oh, we're in. Bergvall's in down the middle, but he's done brilliantly. Oh!
What happened?
Well, he's been taken out after, but he was in, and then he took a bad touch, and then he tackled it and got his shot off and just hit it wide. And the ref's not giving a penalty for it, but we all thought the net was going to bulge, and it didn't. Well done, Emerson Royal. I think most importantly, Bayern have just brought on a player wearing tights, so good for them. Chris Benoit says Timo Bergvall. He's been good since he's come on though, Lucas.
Very good, very good.
But yeah, basically he found himself with the goal at his mercy, opens his body up, tries to play it into the far corner, just doesn't get enough curl on it, and it goes wide. So it comes back to Vicario. Spurs making chances though now, which is a far cry from the first half, in which you will have noticed I yawned 700 times.
Well, you've seen a different intensity to Bayern as well. They're allowing us to...
But as I said earlier, I think a lot of that is because we've suddenly got players on the park who are willing to drop their shoulder and potentially beat a man, whereas first half they knew nobody was going to do that, so they could just press them straight on.
There we go.
Donnelly under pressure. Unlucky. Tries to play it into midfield. Oliver Skip in a pace matchup wins a foul. Should do. Oh, he dived on the floor and they're not giving it. Oh, lovely football. This should be a goal for Bayern here. But
is that none other than Royale?
Emerson Royale saves the day.
Give him a new contract.
Can you change the score to 2-1, Vinny? Cheers, mate. Emerson Royale. Oh, I'll tell you what, Brennan Johnson, the keeper should come. Sonny at the back post. Doesn't make it to Sonny. Anyone following up? Jamie Donnelly, is it, eventually? Yeah, into Son. Sonny. Looks tired, Sonny, I think.
Yeah.
Well done. Ollie Skip wins it back in central midfield. Bissouma into Devine.
Good
Plays
feet.
it wide to Kulusevski. He's going to want to shoot. He tried to go back stick. Oh!
Unlucky.
Spurs doing better now.
Much more positive.
Robert Young says put Langshire on. I wouldn't mind that, actually.
But that was what I was talking about in the first half, where you want to hope that you've got a strong presence in there to attack them balls.
Yeah.
It's right, it's good, that's positive.
Bergvall with the corner. Whipper, good corner, near post chance for Devine, is it? 45. Lovely from Bergvall.
Stop it.
Little back heel, just sexy stuff from Lucas. But Basuma just loses it on the outside, and then are they in? Absolute comical defending from Spurs, their high line. All it took was one Bayern Munich player to make a risky, take a risk on a run, and they were nearly in. But Kulusevski chases the whole pitch.
He's just gone the whole length down and the whole length back up.
Brilliant from Decky. How fit is he? Wow.
Getting around him, he's going to be knackered in a sec. Fair play.
Well, good lad.
Yeah.
People who say we should sell Kulusevski, I'm like, are we ever going to get a better squad player than him?
No.
And I'm not saying that, you know, he's forever going to be first team, but he will be at the start.
Yeah.
But absolute pure commitment.
For me, he's a top 4 challenging player.
Totally.
As a squad player.
Bayern have dropped deeper now. Big time. Spurs being able to play a bit more the way that Ange wants them to play. Nice stuff from Bergvall. Just plays a little first-time ball. He's been excellent. Sonny coming off now, I think.
It's what I prefer anyway. It's sensible changes. Some of the earlier games against the Hearts and stuff like that, when you do wholesale changes.
Yeah.
I like a few at a time.
They're having a little drinks break at 70 minutes here. Moore and Lancashire about to come on. And somebody else, I think. Oh, they're just showing the replay of Kulusevski's effort that went wide. Oh, I love that old Adidas Spurs shot.
Yeah.
Look at that. They're just showing Goretzka's second goal, the second goal for Bayern. And then Polro's banger. Beautiful. It wasn't top corner, kind of middle corner, but it was good. Poro looking angry afterwards. 73 minutes gone, guys. Don't forget, if you don't already, press the subscribe button to subscribe to We Are Tottenham TV for daily Spurs content. Also, give this video a like. We're on 494 likes. Let's have a double check of that. 493 likes. Someone's taken it off. Let's try and get us up to 500 likes, guys. And we're just making some more changes now. Werner will come on for Son. Lancashire and Moore. So you think Lancashire for Decky. Moore for Johnson, I would have thought. And then the keeper, Vicario, is coming off as well. And I think that's Whiteman. Yeah. Oh, Brandon Austin, sorry. So it looks like so far only Poro staying on. Yeah, do press that like button, guys. And also, you'll see in the title my channel handle, @BarnabySlater_. I make daily Spurs and transfer content. And I've just reached 10,000 subscribers thanks to your support. Let's help get me to 20,000 subscribers. Get subscribing. Cheers, guys. Hope you appreciate that content. So, 25 minutes to go. No, 15 minutes to go is what I mean, with a little bit of extra. Sonny just coming off, getting a great reaction, of course. Skippy takes the captain's armband. Oliver Skip, does he have a future at the club, do you think, Luke?
Not for me. It depends on his attitude. It depends on his desire. If he just wants to belong to Tottenham, I think there'd always be a place in the squad for him.
Yeah.
But that's just depends on his ambition. I think he's got a lot to offer a team starting.
Yeah, he's the kind of player. I've said it for a long time. He needs rhythm in his legs. He needs to play.
Yeah.
I've got lots of Norwich fan friends. Like he's the best player we've had at Norwich for the last decade, and he'd be great at a lower kind of Premier League club, I think, if he was guaranteed to start. Oh, bad touch from Bergvall, his first one of the game, but he's still working hard.
Oh. Well done.
Bergvall,
well done.
strength defending, goal kick, beautiful. Beautiful shoulder barge. Good lad.
Yeah, and we talk about, say, for Kulusevski being a top, make sure we place right.
Yeah.
A top 4 challenging squad. I don't see Skippy as that.
You don't see
so that's where I think if we've got them ambitions, that he's not a Tottenham player in that respect. But
his homegrown club trainedness counts for a lot, though. Lovely from Bergvall in central midfield to Devine. Get it out to Werner out left. It's just a bit behind him, but he will, you'd think, drive towards the byline. Cuts in, actually. He's not going to have a shot. Surely Timo. Oh, Timo Werner with a long shot. Good lad. Why not? Imagine if we could get him scoring properly.
Imagine.
Like believing in himself like the Leipzig days. Good win from Emerson Royal there. Oh.
Unlucky.
Just kicked it off for a throw, and I think that's Mikey Moore on the right. Yeah. Oh, Bergvall just cuts out. He reads the game incredibly well, you know. It's not just the stuff on the ball.
Someone was saying in the comments, Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
Comparisons.
Yeah. Oh, Basuma. That's classic Basuma there, where he kind of does the hard work and then relaxes.
Yep.
And then just kind of... So he turned his man, relaxes, takes a bad touch, toes it to the opposition, Bayern in now. Not in, but they've got the ball. They're in our half. But I think Basuma's actually done well. Like, that was a bad touch, but he's done pretty well second half. Come on, make us another chance. Don't forget, everyone, after the game, there'll be an instant match reaction. And then about 20 minutes after that, we'll have a post-match fan show where you can call in. We'll talk about this game, talk about the transfer window, talk about the rest of pre-season, and, of course, that Leicester opening... I say opening day. It's actually the Monday night, which is always annoying. Good stuff from Oliver Skip going backwards there. And Emerson Royal helps him out as well. Yeah, so just so you know, after the subs, Lancashire is up front. Mikey Moore wide right, as Lucas Bergvall just skips through the centre midfield. Oh, I tell you what, he tried to play a ball into Mikey Moore, and Lancashire kind of accidentally blocked it.
Yeah, I don't think that was for him.
I'm not sure that was the percentage pass from Bergvall, but you can see what he's trying. Spurs get the ball back with Porro. He's going to try a cross, but that's a corner.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Oh, is that Mazraoui who... Is that the one that... Aren't United getting him? I think they are.
Getting who, sorry?
The right back for Bayern, I think Mazraoui. I think United and West Ham have been in for him, maybe. Porro plays it nicely into Mikey Moore, is it? Great cross from Moore!
Ball.
All the way across the back stick. Someone's got to be there. No Timo, no Lancashire. Beautiful technique from Mikey Moore across the box. What a ball. 16 years old.
Madness.
And the final substitute, that's George Abbott, I think, will be coming on for Porro. Great stuff by Pedro Porro with a banger. Tell you what, whatever happens after the first half, I'd be relatively happy with a 2-1 defeat.
Yeah, just the showing in the second half.
So, Bayern struggling to get out of their own half a little bit at the moment.
Oh.
They played a big old crossfield ball. Oh. Good pressing from the Spurs youngsters here.
That's what you want to see. Good.
It's Alfie Devine. Does beautifully. Now, can you pick someone out, Alfie? Oh, it's good defending in the end. It's good recovery defending. Stanisic and Basuma. And they have to play a mid-range ball into midfield. Can you win that, Emerson Royal? Yes, you can.
Royale.
Bergvall. Lovely idea. What a ball from Bergvall. Oh, unfortunately, just too much on it. Werner can't get there. Were you happy that we took Werner on another loan? What did you think of that?
Bodies, just numbers.
Yeah.
When we went through what we went through that Christmas time, I just see it as another player, another position just filled back up. Ultimately, I can't see us making it permanent with our option at the end of the season.
Unless he magically changes into a player he formerly was.
Well, yes, that. And depending on where we finish in the league. So I don't think he's Champions League player for me now. So a lot depends on where we finish, what European competition we're in. 10
minutes to go in this kind of game of two halves, really. Spurs have been much better in the second half since bringing on Basuma and Bergvall, who've really made a big difference, I think, in central midfield.
Definitely.
Well spotted there by Mikey Moore, was it? Yeah. And Bergvall comes... Oh!
Good confidence.
Bergvall is ridiculous. Lovely stuff from Abbott. Oh, nice idea.
It's just the way they're winning it back.
Devine. These young boys doing beautifully here. Oh, nice idea from Alfie Dine's corner, is it? No. Should be. No, goal kick.
It's just the chemistry between them coming on. You can tell some of these, they know each other well.
Right.
They've got that raw confidence, which is what you want to see.
Fearlessness.
Yes, that's it.
63,500 people watching this game at the Seoul World Cup Stadium. Yeah, I have to say, I've been banging the Bergvall drum all pre-season. And I think this has been his little cherry on the icing on the cake, because he just looks a cut above at the moment. So long may it continue. Please, God, don't get injured, because I really like him. And Bayern forced to go long from the keeper. And Emerson Royale is just strong as anything today. Look at that. After the K-League All-Stars game in the week, one of the K-League All-Stars defenders was asked who was most impressive in the Spurs team, and they said, we all agreed in the changing room, it was Emerson Royale. He was a wall. He was like a brick.
Well, he's a man that's got Barcelona on his CV. He might have AC Milan on his CV. He's doing something right.
Oh.
Maybe it's Tottenham the problem.
Just had a chance there for Lancashire to get in behind, but unfortunately couldn't get it under control. He's got a baby face, Lancashire, but his shoulders are pretty broad. Obviously does a lot of gym work. Oh, good stuff from Bayern there, but well seen by Basuma, who cuts it out as it looked like it might come through our back line. And once again, the libero. The Matthias Sammer of Tottenham, Emerson Royale. Basuma does nicely into Bergvall there. That
good first touch.
Beautiful. And Basuma gets it off him. There's 2 fouls in there.
I mean, it is easy to get carried away. It is only a half in a pre-season friendly, Bergvall, but the signs are there. He's playing like a player 3 or 4 years older than he is.
Yeah. Donnelly does well into... Is it Abbott?
Oh.
Yeah, it was. He took a good touch, but it's just cleared. Spurs playing some good stuff here. Comes back to Ollie Skip. Into Basuma. Turns. Oh, he's confident here, Basuma. But has he done it too much? Does well. Play on from the ref. Lovely stuff from Spurs here. Comes out to Mikey Moore. He drives. Lovely stuff for Moore. Into Abbott. Gets it back, Mikey Moore. Can't get it out from under his feet, though. And it's a throw-in. But good stuff from Spurs again.
But look how they're driving. It's just... That's what we were lacking.
Yeah. Royal to Bergvall to Devine. Into Abbott. Beautiful stuff to Mikey Moore. He's offside, unfortunately. But it was beautiful football. 6 minutes to go, plus added time. And for once, I'm glad they're going to give us some added time.
But there you go. It's much better seeing a kind of a poorer first half and a better, more positive second half.
That's
the way round. That's what you want.
It's the right way round, isn't it? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it starts next week against Bayern, won't it?
Yes.
Oh, I tell you what, Basuma finds. Tries to find Werner, but it's just in front of him too much. I thought Basuma could have taken a touch actually for once there. It was good pressure from Spurs, meant that Bayern Munich lost it in their own half. Obviously, if we do get an equaliser, that does bring up the possibility of a penalty shootout, which I wouldn't be desperate for. Spurs win it high up again. Basuma starting to take the piss a little bit in midfield with a flick over someone's head and then a back heel. Oh, Bergvall tries something. Doesn't quite come off for once. But Spurs win it back anyway. From Emerson Royale. Basuma just being a bit lazy. And then Bergvall. He's got a little bit of bite in Bergvall. Oh, what a ball. He's offside, is he, Lancashire there? Donnelly pressing high. Gives away a free kick, but Bayern just keep playing. Good pressure from Spurs. I think is that Alfie Devine or is it Lancashire? It's hard to see. It's such a high camera angle. But we're making their goalkeeper kick it long every time. Actually, that's worked this time. They're in. They've got 3-on-1 here, Bayern. 3-on-3 now. Skip, Royale, and Abbott back. Oh, it's gone for the near post, and Austin with a reflex save out for corner. Sorry, at the near post. He shouldn't be scoring from there, though. I think Austin would be very unhappy if he'd let that in.
Yeah.
Gets a decent hand on it.
Right, it's easy to let in, so well done.
4 minutes left.
You go, fridge magnet. First team play like a job. Youth team play like it's a privilege. Yeah.
Bayern take it short to the edge of the box. Oh, good skill. Lovely skill. Oh, and a good tackle from Skippy. And
well
a
done.
shot comes straight into Austin's midriff. Some good skill from Bayern there. Spurs play it short to Emerson Royal. He gets it into midfield nicely. That's Devine, I think. He's got very broad shoulders. And now Donnelly on the left. Has to go backwards. Gives it back to Devine. Gives it into central midfield with Yves Bissouma, who opens it out to Werner on the right, weirdly. Tries to find Abbott down the line.
Oh,
that's a throw in to Bayern. Yeah, he's got a really good engine, Abbott. Never stops.
You just look at the movement, and then Bissouma and Bergvall coming on, totally different to the first half. Movement off the ball.
Yeah.
Giving each other more space to work in.
Yeah. I guess it's how much we know whether that's down to Bayern's changes and our changes.
That's yeah, definitely.
Here we go. Bissouma with a bit of space in central midfield. This is a perfect... So we've lost the ball and Bayern are now in transition coming at our 18-yard box. And that's a perfect example of where Spurs were awful last season. Unable to keep the ball in the last third well enough. Every time we try and play a paradise through ball, and because we committed so many men forward, the opposition able to come straight back at us.
And the person doing the through ball, attempting that, was the man that should be back.
Yeah, exactly.
In those areas.
Exactly. Werner seems to have moved to the right now. Does that mean Mikey Moore has moved to the left? Emerson Royal passes it back to Brandon Austin. Gets it back to Emerson Royal. Inside to Bergvall, who makes his first mistake of the game. Maybe Royal could have helped him, but he didn't. It's going to be a shot, and it's wide.
Yeah. Not sure what he was going for, but...
2 minutes to go.
Come on, one more chance.
Yeah, let's try and make a chance. Tempo's just dropped a little bit here. Comes back to Austin again. Skip into Bissouma. That was nice from Skippy. He made a good angle for him. Bissouma... It's tried something just a little too difficult percentage-wise, but we've won it back. Bergvall put some pressure on, and now we're out wide right with Werner.
Coming in, Werner.
He's got to go to the line here, Timo, surely, yeah, and get it across the front. Well done, corner. On 25 seconds to go.
Oh,
it wasn't a corner. It's a goal kick. Must have deflected off him. Bayern just bringing it out defence. Oh, all a bit easy there, Bayern now. But Bissouma does well. 5 minutes added time.
5. Yeah.
Come on, Spurs, make another chance. Just dropped off the pace a little bit in the last 5-10 minutes. It's been good before that. Good pressure from Bergvall. Well done, Timo. Good press there. I like that. Making them go all the way back. And they found a man easily, though.
Yeah, I just want to kill the game. Oh, come on.
Emerson Royal just fouled Paulinho, giving Paulinho a bit of Paulinho medicine.
I'm seeing a lot of 2-2 comments pop up.
Nah. Not unless this guy does something mad. Bayern just playing it across their back line now. They're in if they want to be. He's offside. Great finish.
So I can't pick too many faults in our defensive players that have come on.
Yeah.
Skippy filling in, Royale.
Yeah. I think they've done well.
But yeah, as we say, it's a slightly different Bayern in terms of intensity.
Good stuff from George Abbott there. Another bit dodgy touch from Bogle. Can
Oh,
you
he's
put him
gotta
in?
find
Can you put him in?
Ah, Werner.
Timo, yeah. Lancashire wanted it put in front of him. Cleared by Eric Dyer. Looks a bit weird, him not in a Spurs shirt.
Yeah.
Devine to Bergville, on the right flank here. Good football from Spurs. Timo's gone all the way back, which will not impress Ange, I don't think, whatsoever. Skippy plays it in midfield to, is that Abbott? It's a foul. Yeah, is Udogie anywhere near? He has been training, hasn't he?
Yes. Yeah, there was talk that he might.
It's going to take him some time to get match fit, though, isn't it?
He'll feature in the reverse fixture, as it were.
Well, lovely ball from Biss into Bergville, who's tried a big old up and under, cleared by Dyer. You're miles off again. Too excited, that player. 2 minutes to go, then we will have the instant match reaction, and then about 15-20 minutes after that we will have the post-match fan show where you can call in, guys, and we can talk about this game and pre-season in general. Can Spurs make another chance? Bissouma in central midfield. Turns well. Skippy out wide. Is that Donnelly?
Well done, yeah.
Oh. Well done, Luke. Oh, yeah. Spurs giving away about 6 fouls in central midfield there. Before Royale just whacks it out. Just over 1 minute to go.
He's done well to stand his feet there.
That was the most Emerson Royale thing. Oh, dodgy ball across the back line there, and Bergville nearly came in, and I think Bergville has stamped accidentally on Eric Dyer's head there, you know. Bissouma just taking a few liberties there. Bayern have got a 3-on-3. Good save from Austin, but another deflection. It's not a penalty. And Emerson Royale's told him to get up. Well in, Lucas. No, it's Timo, actually.
Good.
Okay, we've got 30 seconds left to make a chance. A Bayern player is down. Don't kick it off. Just play it.
Big switch.
George Abbott's trying the big old switcheroo. Nearly came off as well.
Unlucky.
10 seconds to go. Will he find a bit of extra for us? Mikey Moore into Donnelly, but loses the ball, unfortunately. That should be it, you would have thought. And that is the end of the game. It's finished. Bayern Munich 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. A game of two halves, to say the least. Tottenham were very poor in the first half. Better in the second, with our young players once again kind of impressing. But we will be back very soon with the instant match reaction, so stay tuned for that. Come on, you Spurs. Hi guys, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. The match between Bayern Munich and Tottenham Hotspur has just finished. Bayern Munich 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. As I mentioned at the end of the watch along, very much a game of two halves. Tottenham were just outplayed and schooled in the first half. Bayern Munich set up with a formation that basically didn't allow us to play out from the back whatsoever, and a real lesson. But then in the second half, potentially due to some of the changes Tottenham made that we'll go into, but also perhaps because of some of the changes that Bayern Munich made, we played a lot better. We got our goal, Pedro Porro, and you know, we looked like we might score again, but it did finish 2-1. I'm here with Luke Armour. Luke, what are your kind of overall feelings straight away about that game?
First half, it was more to do with how intense Bayern were. I think you can't blame any players too much on that one. We'll get to that one. But the second half, that little drop-off in Bayern, which was natural, allowed us a bit more time. And I think you saw Lucas Bergvall shine. I'm pleased with how brave some of the players come on that just played freely. And I think that's, someone mentioned it, it's that confidence we want, that belief that you can carry the ball, you can play a difficult pass, you can try to create something, play without any fear. And I think that was what was more impressive in the second half, as much as you can take from a friendly, as it were.
In terms of, in case you weren't watching, to take you through what happened in the game, Spurs made an horrendous start. Vicario had the ball at his feet. This is after just 3 minutes. And Jed Spence, who was starting in the left-back role, as the inverted fullbacks are asked to do, he came short for the ball, but Vicario gave him a bit of a hospital ball, and before Spence could even get his foot on it, it was nicked in front of him. Serge Gnabry had a shot which was saved by Vicario, but the rebound was put in by Vidovic. So that was 1-0 Bayern after just 3 minutes. They should have, arguably, I think, been maybe 4 or 5 up at half-time. They made chance after chance. They had 70% possession. I think they had 12 shots in the first half to our 2. We had none on target. But they didn't actually score their second until the 55th minute, which was Leon Goretzka following up after Vicario had made yet another save, and unfortunately kind of bounced off his hand onto his knee and came back out to Goretzka. But it won't surprise any of you to hear that that goal really came from Spurs losing the ball on a transition, and this was happening kind of time after time during this game, as it did last season. Whenever we lose the ball in the final third or in central midfield, really, you made a really good point about it in the watch-along, Luke, which is Yves Bissouma can often be, or the number 6 can often be the player who loses the ball, where really we need somebody a bit further back to sweep up and help the centre-halves. And it didn't happen, and that's why the second goal was scored. And then not long after, only 10 minutes later, 65th minute, Pedro Porro picks the ball up in the midfield, drives forward a little bit. He's about 28 yards out, absolute screamer, sticks his laces through it, middle left-hand corner, Porro doing what Porro does. And as I mentioned, after that, Spurs maybe could have got a goal. Lucas Bergvall had a really good chance in front of goal, just kicked it wide, put it wide. And maybe we could have got an equaliser, but in the end, you'd have to say, considering how superior they were in the first half, Bayern Munich deserved that 2-1 victory. We mentioned briefly the halftime changes, which were Yves Bissouma for Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall for James Maddison. I think that Bergvall and Bissouma change was huge. And one thing I would say, and I mentioned it in the watch-along, is for me a lot of it was about within the first 2 minutes of Bergvall and Bissouma coming on, the Bayern Munich players saw that they were willing to drop a shoulder, play on the half-turn. They were scanning a lot more. They were willing to take chances that in the first half, Archie Gray and James Maddison weren't really succeeding with. So do you kind of agree with me in that that was a big reason why we were able to beat their press so much more successfully? Massively.
You look at Bissouma's relaxed position when the goalkeeper's got the ball. Because he sits off a bit, it allowed Vicario a bit more time to think about his pass. And then with Bergvall, in place of Maddison as such, Bergvall's confidence and his ability to drive with the ball. Again, I always see Maddison, sometimes he just holds on to it a bit too long. And I liked that Bergvall wanted to turn and go. And I think that was a big difference, coupled with Bayern's slightly less intense press. Of course, it's easy to get carried away, but that's what was the difference in us having a bit more about us, getting the ball and transitioning a bit quicker.
From what I've seen in pre-season so far, Lucas Bergvall, I think, has to start against Leicester. And if that's the case, if you agree, who would you start him in the central midfield with? Because he clearly needs players around him who he can have that little relationship with, of the little 5-yard pop balls round the corner, etc. But also, we do need somebody who's going to be a little more defensively minded. And we haven't brought anyone in that position. I mean, ironically, obviously, Palhinha played for Bayern Munich today, and there were talk that we'd be looking at someone like him. He's kind of akin to a Rodri, someone who does have that defensive nous on him. But from all the options, you know, we're looking at Sarr, Gray, Bissouma, Bergvall, Bentancur still to come back in, and then obviously Maddison. Nobody is really that player, and it doesn't even feel like Ange necessarily wants that kind of player. But for me, I'll say it for me, at this point, I would start with Bissouma, Bergvall, and one other, and I'm not sure that Maddison has done enough for me to say I want that he should start. And actually, it might be better for me that if it was Bergvall, Bissouma, and Sarr, and just take a bit of a hit on the creativity and be like, maybe Bergvall can be the creator in there.
Yeah, 100%. I think Bissouma will start for his experience in there. I think he's going to get the nods. I would personally be surprised. I'd want Bergvall to start. I still would be surprised if he did start against Leicester. I just think where he's confident on the ball. Is Maddison going to be effective with him getting in his space? I don't know. So yeah, I can 100% see Bissouma, Sarr. Like to see, 100% see Bergvall play as well. I think he'll stick with trusted Bissouma, Sarr and Maddison.
And at the moment, obviously, it's only a week till our last pre-season game, which is Bayern Munich at home. And then a week and a couple of days after that, we've not seen Richarlison at all. We've not seen Bentancur at all. We've not seen Romero. We've not seen Van der Ven at all. That forward line, Decky Kulusevski has been playing in the false nine all pre-season. Do you expect him to start there for that first game? Has Richarlison got enough time to potentially get enough minutes in his legs to start that game?
I think he'll start Kulusevski.
Right.
I think he hasn't done himself massive harm. He was unlucky in his twisting and turning today. He had the energy, and you saw what he brings when he runs back as well, as much as anything. I know Richarlison does battle, but I think Kulusevski will start in that almost false nine. Sonny, Johnson, I think that's what he...
Yeah, you think so? Against Leicester, it'll be Son, Johnson and Kulusevski. And then I think it's probably worth talking about Jed Spence. He was obviously played a little bit out of position today, but it seems to me that Ange Postecoglou wants to keep him as his kind of backup right back, and that's probably going to save us a little bit of money. I mean, obviously, I guess Archie Gray can play in there as well.
Yeah.
I don't think naturally that Spence can count as a backup left back, though. I'm not sure he's done enough for me for that.
As said when we was watching, I think it's getting players used to that, being versatile, playing both inverted fullback roles.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. I think he will be someone that's used as a squad player, and he's just feeding him in this pre-season to get him used to these positions, like we see with Archie Gray. It's just getting players used to different positions, and I think they will come in handy. We're going to need all the players we can get.
Totally. And you talked quite a lot in the watch-along about how important you think it is that we do get a proper number 9 through the door. Talked about potentially that being, obviously, after the rumours yesterday, Solanke or Tony, or I guess potentially Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon. Do you think that's something that's vital before the first game, or realistically end of the window when the prices will drop a little bit?
So that depends who we get. So if we get someone with proven Premier League pedigree, to a degree, at least for the last few years, then it doesn't matter, I don't think. If we're drafting someone in from another country, you'd like to see it done as soon as possible, ideally. But that is 100% for me. Doesn't matter where you look, someone who can stick the ball in the back of the net is, for us, in our position we're in, is a difference in this year challenging for top 4 or not.
Okay, and quite a few more rumours today that a lot of Championship clubs and League One clubs are interested in taking Jamie Donnelly on loan. He came on again today. I've been thoroughly impressed with Donnelly this season. Would your choice be to send him out for guaranteed minutes on loan, or would you keep him for the Europa League as a possibility of a spare left back, or in that 8-10 role?
It depends what Postecoglou does with the other options we've got there defensively all across the back four, but I probably would see him go out. I don't think he's someone that you go desperate. He's got to be involved, like 100% got to be involved. He's shown some promise, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, and then just overall, obviously, our first defeat of the pre-season today. We won all the other games. How important do you think the result is compared to the performance and obviously getting the minutes in the legs? And what do you think, what kind of thing do you think Ange Postecoglou will be saying in the press after this and saying to the team?
I think he plays back the second half. I think it'd been a different story. For me, and watching pre-season or whatever, playing pre-season, the result is totally irrelevant. Right. The result is totally irrelevant as long as you're not getting a good hiding. It's what confidence are the players showing? How are they adapting to how he wants him to play? And I think in that second half we saw it a bit better. And I think he won't be terribly disappointed. You've got to give Bayern Munich for how they played in the first half and how intense they were. That credit there. We held them off as best we could, and we got a feel for the game. So I don't think he'll be terribly disappointed.
Brilliant. Well, Luke, thank you so much for doing the watch along and for that instant match reaction. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, press subscribe if you're not already subscribed to We Are Tottenham TV, and we will be back with the post-match fan show in about 15-20 minutes time, where you can call in and speak to us about that Bayern Munich defeat. Also, what else has been going on in pre-season, the transfer window, of course. I know there are a lot of very frustrated Spurs fans at the moment because we haven't really spent much money directly improving the first team. So you can call in and we will chat to you about that. But don't worry, guys, it's only a friendly, and everything will be all right at Leicester on that opening Monday night. Come on.